Hey, Tamira here, going live. And let me double check Instagram, see if we're live on Instagram. Well, I hope so. I hope it's working over on Instagram. It is the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you here. I am working in my new remote office. I have a new remote office that I'm really excited about. It's my auntie's house, so it helps. Helps to switch things up. And where I live, a lot of restaurants and cafes and that are actually not open on Monday. So is because I do that too, to break it up and get out of the house and that. So just really excited. It is a new month, new quarter. That means same goals, right? And for some of you might be new goals, right? But it's a new quarter, right? And I follow the 90-day year, okay? The 12-week year. What does that mean? It means I tend to focus more on quarterly goals than annually goals. So that's why I posted earlier, Happy New Year, right? Because it is technically a new year if you follow that philosophy of the 12-week year, of the 90-day year. Y'all hold on one second. Move this stool so I can kick my feet up. So I can kick my feet up, okay? So I follow the 90-day, I was going to say 90-day rule. I follow the 90-day year. So that means I move in quarters, because the whole idea is that you can really make drastic change in your life in just 90 days. It's incredible what you can do and what you can actually accomplish with focus and an action plan in just 90 days. Okay. That is how I've been able to sell, hundreds of thousands of dollars in skincare, in my own courses and products, is by focusing on 90 days of action. And so that is actually also what I work with my clients on. Also, is what are we going to focus on for the next 90 days? It's never about just this month. It's never about just this moment. So let me check something here. I want to make sure I share this into my group over on Facebook. So if you are new here, drop a 1 in the comments. Let me know that you're not new, that you are new here. I would love to shout you out. Love to shout you out. So let me know if you're new here with a 1. If you've been here before, drop a 2. I like to shout y'all out too. Okay, so we are live everywhere we're supposed to be. Okay, so the 90-day year. So you set your goals, and what I like to do is, if you have an annual goal, right? So what you want to do is you want to take that annual goal and break it down into 4, because there are 4 quarters in a year, right? So it could either be 90 days, it could be 3 months, it could be 12 weeks. You could just block that off on the calendar and write those dates down, right? So if you're developing that action plan, that is what you would do, is you would write those dates down, and then you write down what your goals are for that period, right? For that time period. So if it's 50,000, if it's 30,000, whatever it is, you can write that down, and then you actually turn that into quarterly goals. Okay, so you take that quarterly goal. You can even do it by the day, right? You can say, if your goal is, say, 10,000. Let me just get this shared real quick. So you break that down, okay? So say your goal is 10,000 for the month, right? Actually, let's do by the quarter, okay? So if your goal is 10,000, I'm sorry, say it's 30,000 for the quarter, right? It's real easy, that math, right? Divide that by 3 and that's 10,000 per month, okay? If you're doing it on a day, like days, right? So 30,000 divided by 90, add a 0. So that was just a little too much for my brain. So that's about $334 for the day, okay? And I have a training where I actually teach all of this, right? So you'd basically be looking at $334 each day that you need to generate in cash flow or revenue, because revenue equals cash flow, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna hold that up so you can see that. Okay, so if your goal is 30,000 for the quarter, that's 10,000 each month for June, July, not June, for July, August, and September, $334 in revenue, okay? So it's real easy with DBA because DBA is $111, okay? So that basically means you need to sell, your goal is to sell 3 DBA per day, okay? To sell 3 of those per day. But those aren't the only kind of goals that you want to have for the quarter, right? Your goals might be you want to improve your health, right? So how are you going to improve your health, okay? So it could be I'm going to walk 3 miles each week, okay? It could be I'm going to walk for 30 minutes 3 times each week, right? It could be I'm going to eliminate sugar, okay? It could be, I've done this one, where I drank turmeric water every day for a month, right? So whatever it is that you want to do, it could be you're going to go to the gym. It could be you're going to drink 3 bottles of water every day. So you don't want to just focus on like money goals, right? You want to focus on totality goals, right? The whole person. So your health and your wellness. It could be that you want to spend more time with your family. Well, you don't want it, if you just say you want to spend more time with your family, that's not really enough, right? You got to get a little deeper than that. So it could be every Sunday I'm going to have dinner with my family, or I'm going to call my family member every week, this date and this time, right? And I know some people are like, well, that's just like, why you gotta do all that? Well, here's why, okay? Because if you don't get that specific with it, you're just not gonna do it, right? And the other thing that's really important with your goals for your 90-day year is to actually write them down. You need to actually write your goals down, because when you write them down, that's when something magical tends to happen, right? And it's about holding yourself accountable. But when you write things down, like I have written things down and completely forgotten about it and found it later and like, oh my God, I actually did that. I did what I said I was going to do, okay? So like in DBA, there is a budgeting module, right? So you may have a goal of saving. So if you make $30,000, you may say you want to save 10% of that, which is $3,000, right? And you also should be setting aside for the IRS too, for your quarterly taxes, with a $30,000 per quarter goals. Okay, so you want to save you want to have $33,000 in your savings at the end of the 90 days. Okay, so how are you going to do that? You go to the budgeting module in DBA, Digital Boss Academy, and there you will find how to do the budgeting. Okay, let me pull it up. Let me see if I can show it on the screen. You won't be able to see it over here, but y'all will be able to see it where I am streaming. 7 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees. Okay, so let's present my screen. Okay. All right, so you can see all of the modules here. You can see there's a Start Here module. That is where you're going to learn all of the legalities of Digital Boss Academy, what you can and cannot do. Digital Boss Academy is an MRR program. That's master resale rights. That means that you can resell it, okay? But you cannot make any material changes to it. Now the PLR, which is private label rights that you can customize and rebrand and sell, you can make changes to. So that's why it's important when it says start here, reading is fundamental. We have to be able to follow instructions, right? So, you attract what you are. If you're a person who doesn't follow instructions, you're going to attract people who don't follow instructions, and you're going to hate your life. When you are selling things to the public and working with the public, you will completely hate your life if you don't have discipline, if you don't have organization, and if you can't, if you don't read and follow instructions. I don't say that to be mean. I just say that to be real, okay? So you go to start here, then there's other modules: set up your store, the millionaire mindset, build a bomb brand. The Build a Bomb brand module itself is worth $997. So to pay $111 for DBA is nothing based on the value of what is actually in this community, okay? Build a Bomb brand, she put her foot in that, and that is spoken as a 32-year-old, I have a 32-year-old daughter. As a 32-year sales and marketing veteran, double master's degree, bachelor's degree, marketing and Spanish. Okay, so that is someone who has built literal sales machines of teams. Like, I've hired and promoted and developed some of the best people in their field, and they all have very lucrative careers still to this day, right? So learning the digital marketing skill set, right? So down here, you can see the budgeting like a boss module, and there's like budgeting your income, right? So, and it tells you everything that you need, right? So you can learn budgeting in Digital Boss Academy. And then there is also a part 2. So there's video instruction, and then there are also supporting materials as well. So DBA is actually a community that has done for you products in there. There is a vault of content. There is a vault of done for you products that you can market and rebrand and sell yourself. But DBA, there are 2 volumes to it right now. If you join right now, you can still get volume 1, and you will get volume 2 for free. However, that is going to be closing sometime this afternoon, and you're going to have to pay for volume 2, which is actually going to for volume 1 and volume 2 will be $333. Or if you get volume 1 and then say you want to step up and you want to upgrade to volume 2, it would be $111 for volume 1, and then you'd have to pay $222 to add on volume 2. So the best thing to do is to jump in now. Okay, jump in now, because here's the thing about DBA. What DBA is going to do is it's going to give you the essentials. It's going to teach you the fundamentals of business, right? Like budgeting, okay? Like credit, right? Like, understanding and improving both your personal credit and even establishing business credit. It's going to teach you business formation, but it's also going to teach you marketing, okay? You're going to get the millionaire mindset. Being an entrepreneur ain't for the weak. Being an entrepreneur is not for the weak at all, okay? Being an entrepreneur is not for the weak. You have to have resilience. You have to have fortitude. You have to believe in yourself when nobody else believes in you. You have to believe in your dream when nobody else believes in your dream. There are days where you're going to work so hard and there's going to feel like nothing is moving, nothing is happening for you. And then there are going to be days where, you might make $1,000 before your feet even hit the floor in the morning. So it all balances out, but it can take some time before any of that happens. And that is why building your mindset is not optional. You'll have to build your mindset. And it's not a one-time thing. You have to build it daily. And that is why I love that this program includes a prayer call Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So you can see that here, morning prayer call with Mel B, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are Midwest, that is 6 a.m. in out. Actually, I think, is there a 3-hour difference between? Is there a 3-hour difference between I think there's a 3-hour difference between East Coast and Pacific. I think I messed up on a thing. Let me see, what time is it in LA right now? No, Los Angeles. Los Angeles. It's 8:25, so that's 2 hours. Yeah, so there's a 3-hour difference between the West Coast and the East Coast. Okay, my bad. I made a mistake. I'm getting old. Okay. So anyway, you need that millionaire mindset. So everything you need to, it's not just about, because a lot of people like to say this. They want to think that it's just about, buying a course to sell the course. If you could see my screen right now, which I'm going to show you here, you can see, oops, click the thing. Yeah, y'all, I'm always doing that. No, let's go back here to the classroom. Okay, you can see those green bars. I've actually gone through this content. Okay, I've actually gone through the content. I haven't gotten through all of it, but I am going through the content. I didn't just get this course, this program, because it's really not a course. It's a community with a done-for-you vault, right? And then you can sell the community also, okay? And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, okay? The reason you want to actually go through the content is because that's going to actually help you sell it, right? You are the product, okay? And that's why I love this branding module so much, because you are the product, okay? And you, in 2024, there has never been a time like now where you can use free apps like social media apps, right? You can use free resources like Google Docs, okay? You can use Chat GPT. You can use Perplexity. You can use Microsoft Copilot, right? There are so many free AI softwares out there that you can use, along with free apps like Google Docs, like social media platforms, and you can create an income from not only home, but wherever you are. And even if you have no inclination of ever starting your own business or monetizing yourself in your life, you still need to learn principles of marketing and digital marketing in 2024. It is no longer an elective. It is definitely a requirement. And here is why. When you go to apply for a job these days, especially if you don't already work at that company, you are competing sometimes with 10,000 different people. 11,000 different people. And I'm telling you what I've heard from HR experts that I know, as well as what people are sharing who work in HR online, right? Some jobs, especially like for the work from home remote jobs, they literally have 10, 11,000 applicants per job. And that is why before you can barely even hit submit, you're getting that reject letter, because their AI, their algorithm is knocking people out. I always give the story of how when I worked in insurance and I sold life, accident, health insurance, annuities, and other financial instruments like mutual funds, right? And when it came to life insurance, because this was one of the oldest companies that sold life insurance, and they were very conservative in their underwriting, right? They had 3 questions. If you answered yes to any of those questions, there was no need to even fill out the rest of the application. Though they were called knockout questions, right? And that same thing is being applied to online job applications, and y'all just don't know it, right? If you answer certain questions wrong, you immediately, the software, it will even often let you complete the application, but as soon as you hit submit, I mean, by the time you barely hit submit, you get the rejection email that they're not interested, right? And so I say all that to say you have to learn digital marketing so that you can be competitive, right? So that you can compete. Literally, right? So that you can not just compete because your body of work, your resume should be enough to compete. But unfortunately, in this world that we live in now, there is technology. So the employers are almost, they have the advantage because they have what more people are looking for than they have positions available. and that is jobs, right? Especially when it comes to certain fields and certain type of jobs. And so like your work from home, customer service jobs, and that they get thousands of applicants. So, it used to be that it was about who you know, right? But you can still know someone, but you still got to go through the same process as everyone else, which is getting that application submitted. So you need to know marketing for your resume. You need to know marketing for your cover letter, right? And you can use AI to help you with those things. I taught my daughter a process, and she had more job offers than I've ever seen anybody have in recent times, because I taught her how to use AI and marketing to really make her resume, her application very appealing. And she was very down on herself. She was thinking because she didn't have a college degree. And I told her, I said, no, you've got licenses. You have insurance licenses. So you have more power than you think. You should even actually be asking for bonuses and extra stuff. And don't just accept their first offer. You need to counter their offer, and you need to also get, like, even ask for more vacation, ask for more time off. You can ask for
783
more more benefits, right? I've had jobs that actually paid my health benefits for months. Okay, so that is why you want to learn digital marketing. Okay, there's a vault in here. You'll learn digital marketing, right? Let's look at what's inside the digital marketing. There is, the Reels Guide, Real Rich, content planning, how to repurpose content strategy, batching content. What type of content should I post, right? There's video training in here, right? So, there is some video training in here, but everything in here does not come with a manual, okay? And so that is why the mentorship that I offer with it is really cool, okay? So there's information on Reels, hooks, hashtag, and SEO. So there's digital marketing training, right? Keywords are actually a part of your job search. People don't realize that. You need to have certain keywords. You need to figure out what keywords to put in your resume. And that's one of the things I helps my daughter with. Okay. Content inspiration. So looking at who is out there in marketing that you can look at their content and not steal it, but get inspired by and make changes and make it your own. Okay. The content vault. There are over 40,000 done for you pieces of content that you can use and modify as your own. So this isn't content that you can sell, but it's content that you can use in your own marketing. So there's promo flyers, reels, content reels, captions, where to find more faceless content is all in there. Okay. So, and then there's the done for you vault, also known as PLR, private label rights, right? So that is going to have, look at all this done for you. Look at everything in here that you have the right to actually customize and sell, okay? And here's what I'm going to say about that, right? And in my really, truly honest opinion, I would just rather sell the full program than to be customizing a bunch of stuff and putting it up and selling it. But yet there are people who do it. There are people who do it, because for me to monetize any of that, DBA is really like the lowest price point I like to deal with, at $111 and $200 in the year 2024 of our Lord, when rent is what it is, when food is what it is. DBA is really the lowest price point that I like to have in my offering. So to sell a digital product for less than $111 is not something I personally and professionally am interested in, but you decide for you and your business. Okay. So with that being said, for me, it's better off for me to just sell the entire thing, and then people can pick off from it what they want. Okay. It's a bundle, right? You can get this full vault of, in here is everything that it also comes with. That's just me. But there are people who go in and they pick out pieces of this and they sell it. And that's, entirely their right. I see people selling things anywhere from like $37 to like $67. I personally would not buy a $67 ebook, but that's just me. There are people out there who do, right? I would rather buy something like DBA and learn branding and learn digital marketing that way, and then have the ebook as part of it. That's why I don't really mess with things under $100 for my price point. Okay. Automations. So if you've ever been on IG, for example, and you saw someone who said, if you want this, drop lipstick below, and they're still live and talking, but yet you get a notification that you got a message. That happens because of little elves. No, I'm just kidding. It happens because of automation, okay? And so we teach you how to set that up. So what you're hearing is you're getting the essentials of business. But then DBA, as we go through what's included, we will begin to help you to specialize and explore and specialize. And volume 2 is definitely heavy on the exploration and the specialization, because what DBA is about you creating cash flow, but it is not the be all end all, right? Anybody, that's what happens with MLM and direct sales and network marketing. They always talk to you about multiple streams of income, but once you choose their income stream, the only other stream they really want you to have is your own job. That's really the only other stream they want you to have. And I don't know about you, but that's a problem for me. And DBA is not like that, right? DBA is not a jealous God. DBA is saying, hey, here's how you can monetize and begin to generate cash flow. And by the way, here are some other things that you can take that cash flow and invest that cash flow in and turn it into some additional money. So your money is working for you, right? So you can invest it in a beauty business. You're going to learn, credit and business credit. You can get into affiliate marketing, but you can also invest the earnings that you're making into Airbnb, for example. Okay, you can learn and start your own Airbnb business. And no, you don't even actually have to own property. A lot of people don't realize that you don't have to own a property to have an Airbnb business. Okay, we always say the DBA community is like a family. So we work together. People pray together, work out together, get fine, get fit. There are weekly live Zooms, and those are recorded, and you get access to those. And there are some bonuses. Now we're moving into what is coming tonight with the launch of Volume 2, email marketing and MRR mastery. Oh, and I'm noticing some things are changing, because there were some other things that were marked as coming soon, and they're not here. So the product is getting ready to launch. Volume 2 is getting ready to launch. So you can see here, the beauty business module is worth $111 on its own. The credit module is worth $111 on its own. The Build a Bomb brand is worth $997. I'm here to tell you, I could sell that module myself for $2,000. I could easily sell that for $2,000. Easily. Okay. So, to get all of this for only $111, and by the way, you're going to get module 2, you're going to get volume 2, and volume 2 is loaded. It is only 25. It is 25 modules. So if you want to see volume 2, drop a 2 in the comments, and I will show you volume 2, because volume 2 is sick with it, right? When I say this product was created to serve an underserved market, that's exactly what it was created to do, to serve an underserved market. Because there are courses out there that are like $500, $400, $600, $900 that people have bought with the hopes of being able to sell them, and they have not been able to sell a single one. Okay, they have not been able to sell a single one. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to show you some of the wins that are happening inside of DBA. Okay, let's get over here, and we're going to click on share your wins. Woke up to $666. Happy July 1st. 5 DBA sales in 12 hours. 23 sales since 5 p.m. yesterday. Y'all, let me actually, there's 8,000. We hit 8,000 members. This community started like May 3rd or something like that, and it is at 8,000 members. Okay, so you take 8,000 times $111. We're talking almost 900. Actually, yeah, almost $900,000 in economy that DBA has created. Regular, everyday people. You don't have to have a formal education in marketing like I do. You don't have to have experience in marketing like I do. It just so happens to be what I love and am passionate about and love to do. So 8,000 members, right? And it's very possible that we hit, the way people are rolling with this, it is very possible that we will hit 10,000 members before the end of the day. So I'm not going to be sitting on here live talking to y'all, because I am not in the business of convincing people, but I have a list of people that I got to get to and make sure that they don't miss out on getting volume 1 and volume 2 for only $111, because I think y'all need to really understand that the yesterday's price is not today's price. So when this volume 2 goes live, it is going to be $333 to get both. Okay, so you want to actually get in now and get volume 2 for nothing additional, right? You'll always be able to get volume 1 for $111. But if you want to get only volume 1 at, when this goes live later this evening, you're going to end up, when you want to upgrade to volume 2, you're going to have to pay $222. Okay, when you could have a few minutes earlier joined for $111 and gotten both volumes 1 and volume 2. Okay, 40 sales in 10 days, over 45K within the last 60 days. Okay, to create your own courses and products, right? And actually sell. We're selling done for you. We're selling done for you. I just made my first sale. Okay, I just made my first sale. I'm so grateful to be a part of DBA. I felt day after day I just wasn't doing enough, but God made my first sale. Hey everyone. So I'm still on the 9 to 5 trail, but I made my site live within the last week, and this morning I made my first DBA sale. First sale, just made my first sale. I'm absolutely loving DBA. 44 sales in 1 week, right? Now that is not guaranteed. It's not even normal, even though it might sound like it reading through this. But you got to remember, I'm reading through the people who came forth, right? There's over 8,000 members. So I can't sit here and pretend like it's normal to get 44 sales in a week. I can't, or typical, right? What's going to be typical is going to be typical for you. It's going to be based on your talent. It's going to be based on your influence. It's going to be based on your network. It's going to be based on your time that you spend on this. It's going to be based on the effort that you put into it. Okay, so I can't tell you that you're gonna be like this person and make 44 sales in a week. What I can tell you is if you buy the product, you actually begin to learn what is in there and you actually apply it, at some point, baby, you're gonna make some sales, because it is a viral product. It is a high converting product, because remember, that is the formula. A high converting product in traffic, right? So the reason people are able to make 40 sales in 1 week is because they have traffic. They have the high converting offer. They may have already had the traffic, and then they added the high converting offer, and now boom, right? And the great thing is DBA will teach you how to generate both. How to, it is the product, but it will also teach you how to generate the traffic with the content, okay? So check this out. So got into this yesterday at like 10 p.m. had my first sale within the hour. So they're talking about 10 o'clock last night, and about 4 hours ago they made their first sale. DBA is hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. I need to stop. Okay. Got my first leads, right? And the community is so supportive. First DBA sale. The first of many. Let's go. First sale in 6 days. Here, let me show y'all this screen. Okay. First sale within 60 days. Okay. I got my little mini tripod with me, and I will mess my setup up if I try to get my iPad to show y'all on the screen. So I have to show you from the laptop. Okay. Started June 24th and 2 sales already. First sale in 6 days. Thank you. I have had DBA for about 3 weeks. I have gotten into and made 2 small commissions with TT Shop affiliate, and I also got my first DBA sale, and this was last night, okay? First DBA sale in less than 24 hours. 7 sales from Threads today. 1,700 with DBA in 2 days, okay? So you want to go to the link in my bio, and it is the 3rd button there. Do not wait until the webinar. Once that webinar hits tonight, DBA is definitely going to hit 10,000 members today. I can tell you that right now. Okay, DBA is going to hit 10,000 members in the next 24 hours, because here's what happens. When you join DBA, you're going to get an email, and that email is going to instruct you to send proof of purchase to an email address. You're also going to set up your school account, which is the software that you are viewing the community in right here, okay? And so the reason they do that is because you cannot sell DBA for less than $111. If you try, the only way for people to access it is to get into the community. So when people get into the community and they show that they didn't pay $111, they're not going to get in. And when they figure out who it is that is selling it for less than $111, you can be banned and you don't get a refund, okay? And that's why it's important to read the start here so that you learn and know that information, okay? And so I tell you all that so that you understand that after tonight's webinar, and people are moving and selling this like crazy right now, right? There is going to be more people than they can handle to let into DBA, and you might end up being unsatisfied because you're going to be so excited and you're going to have FOMO and you're going to want in, okay? So that means that the best thing to do, this is not hype, this is not FOMO, this is for real. You want to get in and join now. You want to get in and join now. And there are multiple people, there's a whole team of people letting people in, but this community is growing at an insane clip, okay? It's absolutely wild. Okay, so let's look at volume 2. I know I have it up somewhere. I have so many tabs open, it's crazy. Okay, I found it. Okay, so let's open and show that. Okay, so this is the preview of DBA, and you can download this. The link is in my bio. It goes through a lot, but we're going to go to a specific page. Okay, so this is everything that is in volume 1 and volume 2. Okay, so everything with volume 2, you get everything in volume 1, and I've already gone through that. Okay, plus Pinterest, LinkedIn, there's a faceless module, there's a men's module, there's Shopify, Printful, drop shipping, webinars, Master Manifesting University with Kenny Morgan, funnels in AI marketing. Remember what I told you about AI, okay? Y'all got to stop being scared of AI, okay? It is not AI that you should be worried about taking your job. It is not AI. Who you should be scared of taking your job is the 16-year-old Josiah who is in DBA, who's a member of DBA. She's 16 years old and has made $2,000 with DBA, right? That's who you should be afraid of. You should not be afraid of AI taking your job. You should be afraid of the people who are learning AI and digital marketing. That's who's going to take your job, right? And it doesn't matter that you don't work in digital marketing. I cannot stress that enough. It's going to be the person who understands digital marketing in order to make themselves stand out that is going to take your job, right? It's not always the best product that wins. It's the best marketed product that wins. And if you are naive like I was for so long in corporate America, and you think your work, your hard work, and your results is enough, I'm here to tell you it's not. It's not. Oftentimes it just don't even matter, right? I mean, Don't even get me started, the mediocrity in some of these places, okay? So, funnels and AI marketing, you want to learn that. Advertising, life insurance, taxes, content that converts, MRR mastery, TikTok shop, UGC for beginners, become a travel agent, email marketing. There's even a Spanish module, YouTube, stocks for beginners, social media monetization, how to become a virtual assistant, selling digital products, and KDP, okay? And so here you've already seen this, what it looks like for volume 1. And here is what volume 1 continues to look like. And that now we're gonna move into volume 2. And these are gonna go from black to they're going to light up red tonight at 7 Eastern time, right? We're going to have a webinar, and you are welcome to join that webinar. It is free. But you want DBA, you already want to have your receipt for DBA prior to that, because it is only $111 for volume 1 and 2. By the time the webinar opens up, it is going to be $333 for both, okay? So you will see she's going to light these up in red live on the webinar. Men in marketing, funnels and AI marketing, master manifesting. There's going to be a German module, a Spanish module, a French module. So hear me out. People are joining DBA from all around the world, and that is why you are getting modules in different languages, okay? Becoming a travel agent, email marketing, UGC, which is user-generated content. That is brands paying you to create content. It don't matter engagement. It don't matter any of that. You are just strictly being paid to create the content, because that is what today's market responds to. They're not looking for highly manicured and pedicured content. They're looking for content from real people like themselves, right? And the brands are paying real people to do that for them. TikTok shop, master resale rights mastery. So selling done for you products. There's a faceless module. DBA preview, KDP, selling digital products. You're going to learn how to sell digital products, how to become a virtual assistant, right? Social media monetization, stocks for beginners. And the person who is who has created that module, she makes like $20,000 a week, so with stocks, right? Now I got to tell you, that ain't guaranteed. Stocks are not guaranteed, right? So as a formal financial services professional, I gotta do my disclaimers, right? You can lose money in the stock market, right? And stocks are really a long game. It is not a short game, right? So if you're a person who's going to invest in stocks and you lose your portfolio loses $5 in value, and you're crying and running for the hills, you might not want to invest in stocks. I'm just going to be real with you, okay? But the whole purpose of that being in here is so that you not only learn how to generate cash flow with the done-for-you products, but then you can take a portion of that and you can reinvest that to have your money work for you, and not just with stocks. You could create a whole new stream of income by becoming a virtual assistant, right? You can learn, how to become a travel agent. You can start and build a beauty business, because you have all the information and the tools and the resources right here from within DBA. Webinars, okay? That's how I got started online, was webinars. I would go live on YouTube, and I would, set up. I mean, y'all got it so easy these days with digital marketing compared to the things I had to do like 10 years ago, like 2013, learning to set up landing pages and embed the link so that people could watch the webinar, and all so much more elaborate, so much more work than what people have to do today, okay? If you are someone who is short on time, but you want results, you can learn advertising. You can learn how to get in front of more people and use paid platforms to do that, right? You can learn about taxes. And we're not done yet. There's Printful, which is print on demand. There's Shopify. Pinterest, making money passively, learning LinkedIn. Okay, so if you purchase volume 1, volume 2 is included, but only for a few more hours. It is going to eventually open up, and when it opens up, you got to pay separately for DBA2, for volume 2, okay? So who is DBA for? It is for you if you want to learn high income skills. You understand what it takes to invest in the future. You want to spend more time with your family. You can buy back your time, right? Brooklyn, the creator of DBA, always suggests that you price DBA to buy back your time, right? So if a day of work, if you would earn before taxes $150 for a day of work, she actually suggests that you price DBA at $150, okay? So that way you're buying a day back. Because you know what? I've been there as a highly educated woman making good money, a single mom. I've been there where I still had more expenses because kids are expensive. Living outside is expensive in 2024. So I get it. I've been there where I had more expenses, or it was tight and I just wanted more room. I wanted more money. And when you work salary, they'll make you work more hours, but you ain't gonna get more money for them hours, and your bonuses ain't guaranteed, right? So in working where I drove 45 minutes each way to work, that's an hour and a half. There was just no way I could get a second job. So this concept of buying back your time, buying back a day, so you could even, nobody's telling you to go out and quit your job, but you could work this system and end up in a situation where you could actually cut down on your hours at work, buy back more of your time, right? You're willing to do what 90% of others aren't willing to do to become successful. You want to start your online business. Are you tired of tired of feeling stuck in a box? Want to get paid online from being yourself? Okay, I've told y'all. There has never, and I mean ever in history, been a time where it has been so easy to be able to, oh my God, my booty getting tired from sitting on this stool. Okay, it has never been so easy to use free apps like social media apps, to use things like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, right? So I talked about this last night. There was a girl who I saw on Threads who was sad because she lost her Stan account because she couldn't afford it. And I don't even know the pricing for Stan because I don't use it. I use TapLink, right? But she lost her account, right? I think I've heard it ranges from anywhere from $29 to the pro account is $99, right? And I don't know who she got started with, but I know it wasn't DBA, because that's what she wanted to do, was to sell these higher courses like so many people do, so that she could buy DBA, where she should have started with DBA, because you can get started with DBA for only $27 with Klarna or Afterpay, right? You can get started with DBA for only $27 on a 4Pay, right? So she had to lose her Stan account. Whereas had she started with DBA for only $27, if she were one of these people that made their first sale within the first 24 hours, or 2 or 3 of them, she could not only pay off her DBA, or she could then have the money, because Stan Store gives you a 14-day trial where you get to try it for free. So the race is on during that 14 days if you don't want to pay for Stan, because every time someone else opens their Stan Store and they sign up for the monthly pro, you actually get $20. So it takes 5 people and your Stan Store is free, right? If 5 people join with you and they sign up for Stan Store, the pro account, you get $20 each month. So your Stan Store is basically paying for itself. And then like my girl Jakayla, because her content is so fire, her Stan Store is free from Stan Store just because she's so awesome, and they added her to their ambassador program, right? That is the power of digital marketing, right? And that's what I say. Like, there is a mocktail bar downtown that they've been talking about how they've been struggling for some time, but they're actually closing their physical location. And I'm going to blame it on they don't have the marketing, right? Because there is a 100-plus-year-old restaurant in town that is a great pizza and Italian restaurant. A food critic from YouTube came and visited their location, And for months, it was difficult to get in there and eat, right? People will travel to you based on what they see online, because your digital footprint, your digital presence will go well beyond your local footprint. Okay, the vast majority of people that I have had as customers, and I've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars in skincare and beauty products, right? I took a lot of flack when I left my career with a double master's degree for starting one of those little makeup businesses. But that's because people's minds were smaller than my vision. My vision understood that there were at that time only 1 billion people on Facebook. Well, there's more than 3 billion people on Facebook right now, right? These apps have hundreds of thousands and billions of people on them. So you can do business with people that you otherwise wouldn't normally do business with. So even if you are a local restaurant, a local establishment, people will drive. I was on a call. I did a presentation to a group in Eau Claire in early May. And there was someone on there who spoke about how there was a couple that came from Kentucky to visit their location because they'd seen them online. So they knew that there were two places that they had to go when they went to Minneapolis, to Minnesota. They wanted to go to the Mall of America, and they wanted to go to this place of business. That's the power of digital marketing. And not only that, you can sell merch. You can sell merch. So even if people don't visit your local business, you can still sell merch. You can sell digital products. You can sell other things by creating and opening up that additional income stream with your online presence. The businesses that are killing it, no matter what is happening in the economy, it is because they have digital presence, right? There are, everybody knows I love me some tacos. I love Mexican food. It's almost getting to the point, it annoys me when I see some good looking tacos and they're halfway across the country. I can't go run it and get them today. It really bothers me, right? Because I want them, right? And so there are restaurants that are on my list when I visit certain places that I have to go to because their IG feed makes everything look so delicious, right? Your job, you need marketing skills to be able to stand out and brand yourself on your job. If you are getting looked over for promotion and opportunity in your job, the first place you got to look at is your results. You got to look at your branding, right? And if you have those intact, like I did, and you're still getting looked over, then you need to move around because they just don't like you, okay? But if you've got the marketing in place, you've got your branding in place, people know who you are and they know what you can do, what you're about, that is how you get opportunities, right? All of my promotions, all of my opportunities in a very toxic work environment actually came from somebody tapping on my shoulder and saying, hey, I want you to apply for this. And it was because of my branding. It was because of my positioning. So to think that you don't need marketing in 2024, I'm just going to tell you, it's wrong. And that's why I always recommend to people, I don't care what you're studying for your undergrad, throw business admin on there because you're going to need to take a marketing course, right? Throw business admin on there. You can go and you can take marketing courses all kinds of places, but why pay thousands of dollars when you can get DBA for 111? You just go to that third link in my bio. The link in my bio, and click the third button. Okay, so DBA is not for you if you don't want to put in the work. If you think you buy a product and let it sit on the shelf and it's going to sell itself, I'm here to tell you that ain't going to happen. If you want quick, fast money and think this is a get rich quick scheme, I mean, don't get me wrong, nobody wants to make money slow, but I mean, we do got to be real here, okay? You aren't willing to change your mindset and grow. You give up too easy and have a negative attitude. It's not for you. Notice it didn't say that you need a certain education or certain experience or any of that, right? I will say you do need to know how to navigate like the the web and do some basic tech things. And if not, you can pay people and get that as a service and get that done for you. Okay. So what makes DBA special? If you don't want to create your own digital product, choose from, it's actually, I think, 150 done for you PLR products, like this Side Hustle Playbook, like the Ultimate Reels Guide, digital playbook, video editing ebook, crediting and funding ebook, and we also give you captions, right? How to create a caption, done for you captions. So there's a content vault with over 43,000 reels in there for you to use. The content vault alone is worth well over the $111 for DBA. You can get started for only $27 with Klarna or Afterpay. And I'm going to say this, I am not in the business of convincing people. I'm not, right? Because if I got to convince you to join, I got to convince you to not try to get that refund. And that's too much heavy lifting for me. That's not my ministry, okay? My ministry is to help 100 families make their first $1,000 online, and you can do that with DBA, okay? I always forget the right way to say it, but it's simple, not easy, right? You buy the product, you learn the product, and you do what the product teaches you to do. You get the support. You're not in business by yourself. You're in business for yourself because there is community. We celebrate you, right? If you're sharing your wins, we're celebrating you. I've never shared a win and not had anyone, congratulate me, okay? That's where I am so far with DBA. I joined DBA a little over 2 weeks ago, and that's what I have made. So I'm not just here sharing other people's successes with you, okay? I'm not here just sharing other people's successes. I have had my own success, and I'll be honest, it's about time for me to get off of this live because that number should be more, okay? And the reason it hasn't been more is because I've been out here live preaching the gospel. When I got a whole ready and willing buying market over on FB, I just got a notification. I made a post, a curiosity post, and I've had 2 people respond so far this morning. So let me send her a message right now. Okay. I'm going to tell her I'm actually live right now. Let me find the link for the live and send her that. There's so many different ways, and I love that they're including a module on that in volume 2, right? I also have BPU, which is Business Pro University by Matt. Okay, and let's talk about Matt for a second, because Matt reminds me of me. Matt has a lot of the same style. He has a very strong corporate experience like I do. And then there's also some vast differences. Like obviously he's a man and I'm not. He's from Mississippi, so he's got a strong Southern accent. So Matt is awesome. Okay. He's the creator of BPU, which is Business Pro University. He has a strong background in wireless sales, right? He was part of a $19 million launch. And so he looked at the market and he saw all these MRR, Master Resale Rights courses in that. And he didn't just come out with another MRR course. He actually came out with a course that fills in the gap, right? That actually teaches people how to actually sell MRR. And it is phenomenal. And I bring up Matt for a couple of reasons. One, as a course creator, because I've created my own courses, as many of you know, like Pin Profits Mastery is a huge seller. Pin Profits Mastery is an amazing course. But when I decided I wanted to really make the most out of this app, TT, before and if, whatever happens in January of next year, I wanted to make a run for it because it is a great growth platform. And my leads and everything have been up since I have focused on this app, right? But I was afraid, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I was afraid that my $555 price point for Pen Profits Mastery might be too much for, the average person on TikTok, right? And I also knew, because it was a colder market, this is more so coming from not an affordability standpoint, but more from a people do business with those they know, like, and trust, and people will test you out. So something for $27 on ForPay, I found that people on that don't know you and haven't followed me for years like they have on FB or IG are going to be more likely to do that than to do even a ForPay of $555, right? So I'm really starting to change my mind on that. The other thing too is I was beginning to think that, well, maybe my Pen Profits Mastery course, maybe it's too much. Maybe the videos are too long. Baby, no. Matt and I, our educational style is so similar. He also does what he calls, but I do the same thing, where I will go live and I'm teaching and your stuff. So you just open a Google Doc and you are writing the doc and the outline as you're actually teaching. And he did that yesterday. And that's what I mean by it has never been this easy. It has never been this accessible to create significant income. Number one, by being yourself. Number two, using free technology tools and resources like the social media apps that you're watching this video on now, which, by the way, I'm streaming across multiple platforms right now. I am on at least 3 or 4 different platforms right now. IG, TT, FB, and 2 different FB pages. So I'm on 3 different platforms right now. I am reaching thousands of people right now with my laptop and my phone. Okay, it has never been that easy in history to do that, right? It's never been that easy in history to use free apps, what's already in your head and what you already know, productize it and monetize it. And I'm telling you, in 90 days, you can seriously change your situation. You get DBA, you spend the first few weeks just learning it. But even if you're learning it and you begin to go live and tell people and share what you're learning, it's going to become contagious. That's why it's viral now. It's going to become contagious.
In 90 days, we're going to plan to do a setup.
I'm in my auntie's house. I made her her kitchen island my remote workspace. She's crazy, y'all. She will just randomly get up and start nailing and putting stuff on the wall. So I forgot my big tripod. But even if I had it, my laptop, I prefer to sit it up on something. So it's a better angle of me. Because y'all know when you get a certain age, them down low angles are not friendly to you. So she's like, in 90 days, we got to get you a setup because I need my toolbox. I need a book or something. Give me a book or something. Okay. You got to unwrap that cord.
You have to tell people.
That's the real stuff. That's what's real. That's what's real. So I'm sitting on top of this old DVD player. No, it's not as high. I gotta get one of those MacBook stands.
Yeah, that's what we gonna get.
Real life, right? But that's the beauty of having something like DBA. No one is telling you to get DBA and for DBA to be your be-all, end-all. DBA is for you to get in and be able to, basically it's a cash generator, is what DBA is. It's a cash generator, right? It aligns with my mission of helping 100 families make their first $1,000, okay? It aligns with my mission of helping families make their first $1,000 online. That is 10 units of DBA at $111. And it actually, now that volume 2 is releasing, it actually is going to go down as far as the number of units that you have to move, okay? Because if you sell volumes 1 and 2 for $333, now you're talking less people, right? Because at $333, now you only need to move 3 units, and now you've you've generated $1,000. You've generated $999, right? It does not take experience. It does not take. I really like this setup. That is so cute. Let me change the screen though. Let me get back over here. What we was doing. Okay. If you go and check me out over on YouTube, if you go or not YouTube, I'm not on there yet. If you go over on FB on one of my business pages, you will see this setup. Where is it though? Child, I don't even know. I have so many tabs open. It is ridiculous. I was doing a presentation last week, and right as I was about to present, somebody decided to call me on Facebook, which I do not know for the life of me know why they decided to call me on Facebook, but they did. And so they're introducing me, and you hear this ringing in the background, and I had like 50,011 tabs open, and I could not figure out where the ringing was coming from. Oh, that's why. Okay, now I know where it's coming, or now I know where it is. No, that's not it either. Child, where is it? What did I have open? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop presenting. I hate when I get that deep itching in my ear. I can't stand that. Cannot stand it. Okay. So, oh, that's where it was. Oh, okay. Let me move it next to it. So now I know. Now I know. It actually made it look different so I could see where it was coming from. There we go. Okay, so let me present it again because I like that. I look like I'm on the news or something. I got a little box next to me over on FB. I love it. Okay, so here, let's scroll up. So, okay, so there, that is next to me. I like that. I like it a lot. Okay, so DBA, right? There is a 16-year-old who has made $2,000 with DBA. Okay, $2,000. Okay, there are people who are hating on it. There are people who are hating on it, and that's their loss, right? Because the fact is, and I'm never going to lie to you, DBA, and not DBA, but PLR and MRR have been around forever. They're licensing agreements, right? When you buy most Disney apparel, Disney didn't actually make that apparel. Some other company made it, and they went to Disney and paid for a license to be able to use the Disney characters and logos on their apparel. This is no different than that, right? Well, it is, because they don't get 100%. They have to pay Disney for the licensing, plus I believe they have to pay, and I'm sure it's going to depend per contract, then they have to pay a percentage of each sale. Whereas with DBA, you get 100%. Once you pay me your $111, you are on your own, boo, meaning that every sale, you get 100% of that. I get nothing when you sell it, right? I get nothing. And by the way, when you use Klarna and Afterpay, this is why people pay the $99 for Stand Store. When someone starts with $27, you actually get the full $111 minus the Stripe fees. Okay, so are you getting how this is a cash generator? How you can generate cash, right? I always tell people, if push came to shove, if I needed something, if my kids needed something, if my mama needed something, if her sisters needed something, I know how to go online. I know how to create a product to generate cash. And that is what DBA is. It is giving you more. And that's why so many people are hating on it, to be honest with you, because DBA is giving you the power. DBA is empowering you. DBA is putting your ability to make money in your hands. I've done it all over the years. I mean, I ain't never hooked, but I ain't never sold street pharmacy. But I mean, when it comes to online, I've done affiliate, right? I can't believe I just said that. I thought it was funny, but I've never, I've done affiliate, right? I've done network marketing, direct sales, MLM, right? I've created my own courses, products. I've coached, I've consulted, right? And the beauty of your own courses and products, of your own coaching and consulting, of something like DBA, because it's done for you, but it's marketed like it's your own, meaning you collect that money, right? You get paid that day. So if someone goes to my link right now and clicks that link and goes to that third button and they join DBA, my Stripe is going to light up. The money is going to be there, and I can pay it out instantly to myself. Okay? I can pay it out instantly to myself. By the way, if you have DBA, do not use Stripe or any of these other places as a bank. Do not let your money sit there any longer than it has to. Move your money to your bank. Believe me. Okay? I'm not saying that Stripe is shady or anything like that, but you never know what can happen. Move your money to your own bank. Okay, and as quickly as possible. But that is the power of digital marketing. Okay, I hope you get that. I hope you understand that it is a cash generator. I have a program that sells for $497 where I teach you sales mindset, where I teach you how to sell. Right, some of the stuff we went over, very basic today. I used to teach it to my old team, and then I also created a course called the Cash Flow and Business Growing Mastermind, where I teach not just this, we get a lot deeper, right, into picking a high performing product and how to sell it and what goes into it, and how to fix your sales mindset, how to fix your call reluctance, how to fix your mindset of not being good enough, of imposter syndrome. We work through all of that in that program. It is $497. Okay, so creating a course, what I do is I come up with my outline, right? And the actual quote unquote sales page for that is a Google Doc. It's a Google Doc. Let me see if I still have it up. I'll show it to you. My ear. I hate that. Does that happen to anybody else? I can't stand it. Absolutely can't stand it. So this is a Google Doc. And this is how I sold this program, with a Google Doc. Right? And that's the doc version. Let me actually show you the web version, because people don't realize you can click share with others or publish to the web, and you will see it, and it doesn't even look like a Google Doc, right? Okay. So now that is the web version published to the web, so it looks like a web page. So y'all, don't overcomplicate it. Making money online is a lot easier than you think, right? You can literally listen. I gotta set that down for a minute because I don't want to drop my $3,000 laptop, which digital marketing bought for me, by the way. Listen. When I launched this, within the first hour, I made like $2,000. Because I already had a customer base. I went to my customer base. I created this Google Doc. I hadn't created the course itself. Okay? But I created this Google Doc, and I sold the course based on what I wrote on this Google Doc, right? And then you can scroll down. You can scroll down, and there's actually links throughout here. But you can scroll down, and there's going to be a button. I went and downloaded that image from the internet where it says register here. You'll see it in just a second. And I attached the link to it right there. I attached the link to it from my Stripe account. And when you click that, it takes you to a redirect notice, and then you just click the link again, and boom, there is the link. Okay, we don't have to overcomplicate it, y'all. Making money online is easy. Making money online is easy. Because what did I do? I created a Google Doc and solved a problem, right? So basically, I first solved my own problem. I solved my own problem, okay? So actually, I don't think y'all were able to see that. So let me show you over here. So I solved my own problem. Oops. Oopsie daisy, now you got me crazy. Okay, so I solved my own problem and then I monetized the solution. Because the course is based on me fixing my own sales mindset, me taking my sales to a new height. Right? So I always tell the story of how when my kids were younger, my parents bought them PS3. My parents bought them PS3, right? And they had different games, and I had heard about this game. I didn't know it wasn't appropriate for the kids. GTA. Okay, so I bought GTA, and I found out it wasn't appropriate for the kids, and so I was up late at night when they were in the bed playing it every night. But I wasn't that good at it, so I went online and was looking for forums, looking for information, because there were just some things I couldn't figure out. So I went online, and what I found was this disc. So I bought this disc, and this disc basically gave me the cheat code. I paid like $10 plus shipping, and it was a disc, and I put it in my computer, and it helped me understand how to better play the game. That's an example of monetizing something that you already know. Okay? If you're really good at cooking, if you enjoy cooking, why aren't you putting together cooking books, ebooks, with your recipes? Why aren't you creating content with videos? Darius Cooks. Do y'all know how much money Darius Cooks has made? And I think he is an actual chef. But even if he weren't, like Tabitha Brown created content, and now you can go buy her seasoning. She had clothes in Target. I don't know what make y'all think they're so special, but they are no more special than you. The only difference is they actually took action, and they showed up, and they showed up consistently. And I'm showing you literally that all it takes is, okay, because here, like I said, when you click that button from that Google Doc,
Taking some salt and pepper.
taking some salt and pepper.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. My auntie in the background tells me, I don't know why you tell him, but she in the background. I know y'all can hear her. She said all it takes is salt and pepper. Okay, so when you click that button on that Google Doc, it takes you to my Stripe checkout. So for the girl that was crying about losing her stand store, this is, and she ain't even selling something for $4.90. Oh, well, she might be. That's all it takes, right? You sell one that way, and now you've got the money to go pay for the stand store, and you don't have to be, putting yourself in jeopardy and doing anything manually. But to get started, you can be scrappy. You can be scrappy, right? Now, Stand Store has a 2-week trial, so I don't recommend that you start with a Google Doc, but I'm just showing you that you can. Okay, let's get back to, I pre-sell my courses before they're created. I know a lot of people, because I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical of DBA when I first started hearing about it. I was talking trash. I was. But then I kept watching the girls because they kept showing up in my feed, and I just liked listening to them. And next thing you know, here I was signing up, joining, right? But check this out. They were saying, about the big difference being that it's that it's done for you and you don't have to create the course. And I'm like, but creating a course for me isn't easy. Why? Because I pre-sell my course. I sell it before it's even created. But I have the audience. I have community. And that is why I am able to do that. I have never created a course and then tried to sell it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because for one, people create courses that don't sell. People create courses that don't sell, right? I don't even run ads to my courses because I start with my warm market, right? With my hot and warm market. And then from there, I market it organically, and it has to hit a certain point organically to have success before I will even run an ad to it. Okay, that probably might have even went over some of your heads. So we're just gonna skip that, right? But all you need is what is in your head, and you need a Google Doc. Okay, so let's go back here, and I'm going to show you um, my Google Notes, like if I ever die, you know, like how when people would die, like way back in the old days, like the 1600s, 1900s, and people would find some of their written works. Yeah, my kids will be able to go into my Google Docs and sell stuff. They absolutely will be able to. Okay, so here is the outline. Here is where I dumped out what I was going to teach in the course. So this is what I do. I create this first, and then I go and I write the sales letter. I go and I write the sales letter, right, off of this. And then I create a Facebook group, okay? Then I create a Facebook group. So let me pull up the group. Let me share that screen. So this is the Facebook group right here. This is the Facebook group. That's the Facebook group, okay? So each week I went live in the Facebook group. I went live in the Facebook group each week. And that's the course. What did I go live about each week? The things that I outlined on that Google Doc. The things that are outlined on that Google Doc. And it's $497 because I have the market that honestly, if your stuff is priced too low, they won't buy it. Because they're used to paying a certain amount for a course. And if it's not priced appropriately, they're going to think that, you know, it's just not a good course, right? And they've consumed enough of my free content that they know the value that I provide. They look at it as like, based on what she's given away for free, I can only imagine what is in that course, right? And it actually wound up being, I actually over-delivered as I tend to do. I think it was only originally supposed to be 4 weeks, and it wound up being 6 weeks worth of content. And so that is why it is $497. And I over bonused on it, which I tend to do. I added and gave away some of my older courses for free. And that's why it's $497, because there's at least $1,200 worth of bonuses that you get when you sign up for this course. And so did I have to learn from DBA? No, but I did anyway, right? Because I've been around for quite some time. I've been in marketing for 32 years. My oldest daughter is 32. Straight out of high school, 2 weeks later, I was over working on a major brand, their air freshener, their plug-ins, the things you put in your car to make your car smell good. 2 weeks out of high school. And I wasn't just writing envelopes and pushing envelopes. I was analyzing spreadsheets, putting spreadsheets together, sitting in on calls related to, because in May, they were already taking bookings for their holiday, for their pine scent, right? They were already taking bookings. They were working on the advertising for that. So I sat in and watched the commercials being created for that. So I truly have 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. Okay? You don't have to. The only reason I bring that up is, yes, I had that when I came to DBA, but you know what I didn't learn in those 32 years of sales, marketing experience? TT. I know some things about TikTok, but there were some things that were shared in the training that is inside of DBA that my most recent videos are all getting 500, 600, 700 views. Where they, for a while there, I got stuck. I had brought it up and then it went back down. And then they were getting less than 200 views. So not only have I gotten out of the 200 view jail, but it's been pretty consistent. Like most of my all of my videos yesterday have over 500 views. Right? I figured out how to grow my following. I got my following to 1,000 really fast. Really fast. And then it sat at like 2,200 for a very long time. And I got really disenchanted with the app and wasn't posting consistently. And ever since Congress ticked me off I've been very consistent on the app, and I'm at about 3,200 followers now. I collect leads in my sleep, and that's where they're coming from, because I hardly do anything on IG anymore because it's just boring and unexciting. And I do get some from Facebook, but I know the majority of them are coming from TT and LinkedIn. Okay? You've got to do something you've never done to get results that you've never had. To get something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done before. So the third link in my bio is where it's at. You go to the third link in my bio. Not the third link. You go to the link in my bio and click the third button. And that is how you get access to DBA. And I recommend that you do that before the volume 2 is launched. Okay, before volume 2 is launched. Okay, because when volume 2 launches, you're going to have to pay for it separately. You can buy it now with volume 1, and you pay the price for volume 1. So basically, when you join with volume 1, now you get volume 2 for free. Okay, and I'm going to cut that off soon, because it's me actually changing the price and flipping the switch, because it's MRR. So I actually own my copy of it. I just can't make changes to it, and I can't price it below the minimums that have been set. So if you want to be a part of a winning community, like, you know, a lot of people always have hindsight. Oh, I wish I'd have joined way back when. Well, this is way back when. It's viral. I don't know what else to tell you. It's viral. It is a viral product. 8,000 members in the community in less than 60 days. 8,000 people in the community in less than 60 days. Here, let me pull that back up and I'm going to show y'all. Because I know people like to see. They don't like to just hear. They like to see. And I got all these tabs open. Thought I just saw it. No, that was not it. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so let's come back here. Okay, so there are 8,000 members in DBA. Okay, right there. You can see it right there, 8,000. I'll click on it. There are 8,003 members in DBA. I'm going to show you. 8,000 members in DBA. I don't know how well you can see that from here, but 8,003. It's this little gray box right here. 8,003 members. When I joined DBA a few weeks ago, it was like 2,600 or 2,800. So in 2.5 weeks, it's grown from under 3,000 to 8,000. So it's more than tripled. Is that almost triple? That's almost tripled. It's almost tripled in just a few weeks. It's viral. Anytime you got people making hate content about what you're doing, it's because it's viral. So yeah, there are people out there hating on it, but it's, you know, what do Chris Brown say? How you gonna hate out from outside of the club? You can't even get in. It's always the people who don't have it, right? It's always the people who don't have it. It's not even worth talking about or getting into, because the product speaks for itself, okay? The product speaks for itself. In fact, let's go through and look at some of those wins. Woke up to $666. Happy July 1st. That's that in your sleep money. You will never make money in your sleep without automation, or unless you know, have stocks and things like that. You have to have some sort of leverage to make money in your sleep. And the average everyday person's leverage is digital marketing, AI, and automation. You heard it here first, okay? Over $45,000 in the last 60 days, 5 DBA sales in 12 hours. Okay, my first sale, made my first sale. Hey everyone, so this is how my weekend went. Saturday, joined DBA and watched the first few training modules. Sunday at 4:30 a.m., opened my Beacon store, added DBA product, created a video sharing my experience, shared the video with my Fit group, email list, and on my YouTube channel. Monday around 2 a.m. made my first sale. I love this because it's telling you what she did. right? Because people will tell you, oh, I made all this money, and y'all think that they just bought it and then they made money. Or they might have put up a real spammy post and made money, but that's not what she did. She actually went through, watched some of the modules, then actually created her store and created a video sharing her experience, shared it with her group, email list, and her YouTube channel, and that is how she got her first sale. I absolutely love this. Matter of fact, let me take a screenshot. Okay. That is how she made her first sale. That is how it is done.
When she was selling booty.
No, Joyce. No, don't say that on my live. She's selling a digital product. You don't gotta sell booty when you got digital products.
What she got?
DBA, Digital Boss Academy. 23 sales since 5 p.m. yesterday. Sale. I absolutely love DBA. I just got my third sale. 40 sales in 10 days. That's 4 sales a day. That's $444 a day. Okay. What is it? $274 a day to make 6 figures? It's like $274 a day, I think, to make 6 figures. Okay. And so with 40 sales, that's $444. That's almost double the amount of money to make $100,000 a year. So that, if you keep that pace up, which it is possible, to keep that pace up, that's like $200,000 a year in income. It's not guaranteed. It's not even typical, but it's possible. It's the potential. And there is nothing special that any one of us is doing. There's absolutely nothing special that any of us is doing other than actually taking inspired action based on what we learn and showing up consistently. Okay? Someone else says, I just made my first sale. I'm so grateful to be a part of DBA. I felt a day after day like I just wasn't doing enough. But God, okay? Made my first sale, another person. Hey, everyone. So I'm still on the 9-to-5 trail, but I've made my site live within the last week. And this morning I made my first DBA sale. I'm so excited. I've been trying really hard. First sale, just made my first sale. I'm absolutely loving DBA. And that's why it's viral. Because people who have no experience, people who've had experience and have bought $500 courses and couldn't sell one, are joining DBA and not only seeing success, they're seeing success fast. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you can have that same success. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to have it in the same time period, because everybody's journey, just like we all have our own individual fingerprint, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different. If you have 2 followers, yeah, it might be a little different for you. It might be a little longer, right? I would also say that I think the majority of people who are not making sales with DBA within the first month or 2, number 1, they're not talking to their own network about it. Number 2, they're not showing up and promoting it consistently. They haven't gone through 3. They haven't actually gone through the modules. They're the same people that are asking questions that are spelled out in the early modules of DBA. And I would say that number 4, if I could remember it, that, what was it? What was I going to say? It was good too. Those are definitely the top 3 reasons, but there's a 4th reason that I have thought of. They're not promoting it. They're not going through the content. That's for sure. They're not going through the content. And that's it. Because if they're not going through the content, they don't have anything to be excited about. They're just trying to sell. But the people who are actually going through the content and learning and using it, we're all excited. We can't stop talking about it. And that's what sells, right? You invite and excite, right? So I invite you to the webinar, right? You can go to the link in my bio. Actually, you can't go to the link in my bio. You got to DM me. And I will send you the information for the webinar. But don't wait to join DBA until the webinar. You want to join DBA before that. So I've been talking. So ask away. What are your questions? What questions can I answer for you on DBA? Because I've been live for quite some time here. I've been live for quite some time, okay? If you're watching in the horizontal, you can actually see the information to go to and join. You can actually see that. So, yeah, okay? And if you are watching and I'm this way, then go to the link in my bio and it is the third button there. But what questions, not just about DBA, but just about marketing and digital marketing. I always have fun when I open up and answer questions because I'm such a marketing nerd. I love marketing and have been doing it for so many years. I've got so many different experiences. I have lots of different types of products. Thank you for the likes. My girl Michaela in the house. Hey girl, hey. Michaela joined DBA a few weeks before I did, and she has been having success. She is doing really well. She's a single mom with a little baby, and she works a remote from home job, and she half the time don't even want to go to her remote job. She wanna be on live talking to people like I am. And that's what I'm telling you. The people who buy DBA and aren't selling it is because they bought it to sell it. They didn't buy it to learn from it. Because if you buy it and you learn from it, it gives you an excitement that you can't contain and you want to tell everyone about. Hey, Pooh. So when you go through the modules and you begin to learn and you really understand the value that's in there, you can't shut up about it, right? That was the fourth reason. That's what I was going to say. I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. With 32 years of sales, marketing, leadership experience, double master's degree in marketing and finance, bachelor's degree in marketing and Spanish. Not that the Spanish has anything to do with it, but I just like to let people know that yo hablo español con frecuencia, okay? So, those faceless accounts are not for us. I'm going to just keep it real with you. Not the way that y'all learning faceless accounts and think you're supposed to create a faceless account. Those are not for us. We do not respond to those types of faceless accounts. The type of faceless account, and Matt said it yesterday, and I've been telling y'all this, the type of faceless account that we respond to, y'all don't even recognize that it's a faceless account. And that is an account like the Shade Room. The Shade Room is a faceless account, right? My girl Tavy has a program that I can get you hooked up with if you want on creating theme. She calls them theme pages. She doesn't really call them faceless accounts because we respond better to a theme page. Like the Shade Room is more of a theme page where you go and it's like TMZ. You get all the gossip, you get the tea. But how she makes her money is a few different ways. But how she originally began to make her money was if you wanted to be on her page and get access to her account, you had to pay her. So instead of paying the platform for an ad, you go, and the six-figure chick taught us this 2 years ago. You go to these theme pages and they have packages, and the package will spell out what you have to do. And so that's why you will see certain posts on the Shade Room, for example, that will say, it looks like a sensationalized news article, but it's really somebody who bought a spot on the Shade Room, right? It might be like 26-year-old woman is the first to ever create blah, 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 blah. And you're wondering like, who cares? That's because she paid to be on the Shade Room because the Shade Room has created community and audience, and she's monetizing that by selling advertising space. So when people want to get in front of a targeted group of individuals, that's the value in the faceless account. The faceless accounts that y'all are seeing with those aesthetics, but you notice them aesthetics don't look like us, that's because they're not for us. And that's why people who are trying to do that and trying to hide because they don't want to show up are struggling, right? They're struggling, and they're struggling to actually continue to create content. I have some that I started and it was like, oh no, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. This ain't gonna work for me. It's just not going to work for me. Because number one, those faceless accounts, they struggle because it's very difficult to build that type of connection. And we build connection differently. We're a very social group. Like, we know our cousins. Our cousins are family. They're our first best friends, right? We come from very tight-knit social circles and communities, right? So we build connection very differently. We have empathy, right? I'm not saying other people don't have empathy. I'm just saying that buying from those faceless accounts is not something that if your audience is that they're going to really buy from that type of faceless account. You're better off creating a theme page, and then you monetize that theme page primarily through selling space, where you are allowing people to have access to your audience by posting, and you set the rules and parameters and how long that post can be up, and even your stories. So instead of getting paid from brands, are you picking up what I'm throwing down? And you still got to be careful with it, because I believe you're technically not supposed to do that on IG. I think it technically violates their terms. So, and I have bought ads on spots like that before and sold skincare and makeup, right? So, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, because that's part of how Cece, the six-figure chick, God rest her soul, R.I.P., rest in heaven, soldier, right? That's part of how she was able to blow up the way she did and be as successful as she was. She had given us a list, but that list is no longer valid. And I mean, she's been gone for going on 4 years, I think. She'd given us a list of places that you could go, but you could find them. And they're very easy to figure out. They're still out there. And that's what the Shade Room is. It's a theme page. And that is how certain people need to do. Who am I talking about? You might not know her. Her name was Cece, the six-figure chick. Her Instagram, her IG account still exists. If you just go look for the six-figure chick at SIX, six-figure chick. Her brother still posts on her account from time to time. Her brother was her virtual assistant. She was sick. I never knew what she was sick with, but she was sick. And how she started was with juicing. She started a page about juicing. And I never found that page. I've never seen that page. But she started a page about juicing. And I guess she clearly must have had the C word. And I didn't know that. I just knew her from her content, about marketing. And I bought programs from her, products and programs from her. But she was one of the original digital marketing queens that looked like us. Okay? And so she, started in juicing. And then she started teaching people what she did to be successful. And I mean, I think she reminds me kind of like Kobe, right? Gone before her time. But she had such a strong why. She wanted to leave a legacy for her family, right? I think she bought her husband a BMW. She bought her mom a house, right? And she would break down all of her numbers. And so she bought a house for her mom. And her family still gets paid every month. She definitely created her legacy. But that's why near the end, she was practically giving her stuff away. She wasn't giving away, but she was practically giving her stuff away. It never made sense to me why she was doing these name your price sales. She would run those flash sales all the time. And it was because she knew she didn't have much time left. And she wanted to leverage what she had built, which is her totality. When you talk about stewardship, her totality, her influence, she wanted to leverage that while she still could, while she was here. And she did. But that's where, I knew that those pages existed before that, but she was the first person I knew to admit it, that they had done that. Because oftentimes the post is up and then they delete them. They're not there anymore. It's like they never existed. And I think that's partly because they violate whatchamacalls. I'm not going to say they do, because I don't know for a fact that they do. I'd have to read them. I know, for example, you really can't even sell your account, but people do it. People do it. Somehow they get away with it. But yeah. So yeah, that is the way you should really be looking at and approaching faceless accounts, and no one teaches it like my girl Tavy does. And it's an MRR course. So if you want that, I have it. Let me know. And I don't promote it, but I do have it. If you want to learn the theme pages, the way she teaches them, and I mean, people start making money with hers very, very quickly, very quickly. She's the same girl who created the AI course that I promote. The AI traffic generation system, she created that. I bought her social media marketing agency course years ago. Okay. So I'm definitely not, as much as I say I'm a marketing snob, I'm only a marketing snob. I don't care if you have the same education that I have if your marketing sucks. But if your marketing is on point, you ain't got to have the education that I have. If your marketing is on point without the education that I have, I'm still going to be watching you. I'm still going to give you your respect and your props. I ain't that kind of marketing snob. It's the people who run around lying. And there are plenty of them running around here lying, riding their mama's coattails and all. Okay, that those are the people that get on my nerves. Those are the people that get on my nerves when they get on here lying, and that's when I'd be like, you might need to go to school. You might need to take some classes because you just straight up lying to people. Okay, so you want to go to the link in my bio, in my profile, and there you will click the third button, and that third button is how you can join DBA. You can join for only $27, and you get volumes 1 and volumes 2 for only $27. Okay, so I tell people, I know some of y'all are like, I want to wait till Friday or Wednesday, because some people, depending on the account that you have, it actually hits your account on Wednesday instead of Friday. You can still pay it off on Wednesday or Friday, but get in now with that $27. This is no cap. This is not, fake FOMO. This is real business. You want to join now before the price goes up. Yesterday's price is not today's price, and that's what's going to happen this evening when DBA goes live. You just went to look her up? Yeah, I was so sad when she passed away. I knew she had been sick. I thought she had gotten better. Oh, it impacted a lot of us. Like, it really did. It was really sad when we found out she passed away. Her brother wrote a beautiful post, and that's how we found out. I posted about it because it really, like, it touched me. I mean, she touched my life. Like, I mentored under her directly for a period of time. Like, I bought a program where I mentored with her for 30 days. And I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not going to say she didn't deliver, but she did. I don't think she got to show up the way she wanted to or would have. And it was, it was because she was sick. And it happened to be actually either a year and some months or that May before she passed away. I can't remember. But even just a little bit that she gave me, I was grateful for that. And it was awesome. It is awesome. This is crazy confirmation. This is, well, girl, we connected. Look at me. Girl, okay? In fact, if you want to come up, you can come up. I know you might be on your job. So if you, don't want to or can't, that's fine too. But just know you are welcome to if you want to. But yeah, those theme pages, those faceless account, the people who are not selling and are struggling, I guarantee you, if they showed up on this live and said they were struggling and I went to their TT account, I bet you they are trying to sell from a faceless account that has no more than 5 posts on it. Not once are they showing their face, using their own voice or any of that. And that is why they are struggling. Because they don't have the audience, they don't have the community. Because, baby, let me tell you, I already broke it down last night. Them people who have those faceless accounts with the aesthetic over on IG, baby, I know for a fact that some of them, those accounts were not brand new. They deleted all their old content, changed the name on the account, not all of them, But some of them, those accounts were not started from new. I don't care what they're telling you in their marketing. They deleted all of their old content, or they bought an account and deleted all of the content and rebranded the account. I already told y'all that people sell and buy accounts all day, every day on Instagram. There's a young black man. His name is Jaquan, I think. He sold his account for some millions. He built that account from the ground up and he sold it for millions. Boss Babe, when you go to Boss Babe's account, that is not the same account. That is the same account that Boss Babe Alex created, but she sold that account, back in like 2015 or 2016. And now a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl has it. And that's why their posts look and sound completely different, because it's no longer Boss Babe Alex who is the girl who originally created that account. She sold it. For an undisclosed amount. I have no idea, but I know she's a very smart girl and she had a financial services background, so I know she alright. Okay, but a lot of those people with those faceless accounts, you cannot believe everything that they are telling you. Some of them are lying to you. Some of them ain't even women. You see all those images of women, but some of those aren't even women running those accounts. You ain't heard it from me. Okay? And not only that, some of them that are women, they actually made their money by, yes, they have this faceless account and is growing, but the majority of their money and their initial money came from their email list or their huge network marketing team. No tea, no shade. I'm just giving you my professional opinion as an astute. Like, you can Google me. I want to just tell you, you can Google me. You can look me up on iTunes. You can look me up on Spotify. Real talk. You can go to Spotify and type in my name. T-A-M as in Mary, I-R-A, last name Hamilton, like money. I am a real marketer. Okay? Those degrees aren't fake. Though I didn't get those from a certificate tech or whatever on IG. Like, my oldest daughter saw me graduate high school. I turned 18 one Tuesday, had a baby the next. Okay? My best friend, my auntie, and my daddy were at the hospital when I had her. And my best friend and I are not in the senior picture that our class took because we were at the hospital and I was delivering my baby that Tuesday morning. She was born that Tuesday morning while my high school class, the seniors, class of 92, were taking their picture, okay? She was at my scholarship ceremony when I got my scholarship for undergrad. She was there when I graduated high school. In fact, I post that picture on Facebook for her birthday every year of me holding her as a little baby looking like my grandson. She was there when I graduated. She partied like a rock star at my graduation party for undergrad. She was there when I got my master's degrees. She has seen me walk across the stage multiple times. My youngest only got to see the graduate degrees because I got pregnant with her right after I got my full year. Not even a full year after I got my bachelor's degree, right? So my first full year of actually I had a big girl job and a better one than the one that I call my first big girl job. Yeah, like I celebrate 1 year of working at that company, and then a few weeks later I went out on my 6 weeks unpaid medical leave because they had horrible benefits. Okay, so I'm a real marketer. Like, this is what I have done. I told you I came out of high school. Okay, so I had a baby one Tuesday. I turned 18 one Tuesday. January 28th, February 4th, I had my oldest child. I graduated June 7th, 1992, and 2 weeks later, I walked into the headquarters of a major consumer brand company, and I worked on, I almost said the name. I have slipped and said it on some, so I'll say it here. I worked on Glade. I worked with the brand manager for Glade for that summer. And I knew the category manager and everything, right? And so I worked on Glade at 18 years old, fresh out of high school. I've worked with Disney. I've worked with Universal Studios. I've worked with Busch Gardens. I've worked with SeaWorld. I've worked with Hilton Hotels, Intercontinental Hotels. I've worked with Holiday Inn Hotels. I don't even know if they're still around anymore, but Travel Lodge, Best Western, Choice Hotels, right? I've worked with Apple. I sold Apple computers. I've sold Dell and IBM. So I know sales and marketing. I have been around for a while. I know my skincare is popping. I know I got my grandma's DNA. My daddy got good skin too, though. I don't just get it from my mama and my grandma. My daddy got some amazing skin. And he's so cute. I posted a video not too long ago of him sharing his skincare routine, talking about he just uses a warm towel and presses it on his face to shrink his pores. I've done tech sales. That don't really excite me though. I'll be honest with you. In undergrad, for one of my senior projects, I did a case study and analysis on cosmetics for darker skin tones, right? And so makeup and skincare has just always been an exciting product to market for me. But I had that little girl. I graduated undergrad with a 4-year-old, and I could have moved her away, but I didn't want to move away from my family because my family was a huge support, right? So I probably could have found something in Chicago and worked in cosmetics, but I didn't. The money excites me. I was going to get into it. You were going to get into tech sales? Yeah. And once you get a taste of the freedom of working when you want to work from where you want to work, like I've literally been on the beach in Miami. You know how they always talk about girls and their legs look like hot dogs when we take those beach pictures and you see our legs and you see the water? I've literally posted about being on the beach, and not only did I make sales selling skincare and beauty, but I made sales in other countries while on the beach in Miami. I've been on the beach in San Diego and got a notification that I've gotten paid. I've been at not Mount Everest, what do you call that with the presidents? Mount Rushmore, and got a notification that I just made money. So once you taste that, it's really hard to go back to any of that other stuff. It's so especially like I said, with something like DBA, it is a cash generator. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that here, I need to plug in my phone. That means that you can literally wake up broke, right? You can wake up at zero, right? You can wake up at zero. You can use free apps, knowledge that you already have, and you can then turn around and be up by the end of the day. Okay, and you can be up by as much or as little as you want to, right? Some days are going to be better than others. But you can be up with digital products. It is a cash generator. Thank you for the likes. Okay. So, when I say it's a great time to be alive, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because I know what it takes to create. Oh, my phone just went crazy. So I know what it really takes to create and launch products, and how long it takes to actually bring a product to market, especially like in beauty and cosmetics and skincare. It can be 12, 18 months from development to the time the product is actually live. It's not something that can just happen overnight, right? And so being able to create and launch a product in the same day with digital products, like you can literally make as much or as little as you want to, okay, with using free apps, right? Because what do you need? You need a high converting offer, and you need traffic. Traffic is just a euphemism, a fancy word for people. You need an audience, you need community, right? You don't have to have it, you can build it, but that's what some people have to understand. They have to build the audience. That is why I am not going to tell you to go out and create a brand new account when you get DBA. I'm just not. I know there are people who will, right? If you go that route, then you better be working behind the scenes, working the inbox, and working through your network and talking to people. You better be working on your FB page. You better be working on IG if you're going to start a brand new account. Okay? Because it's going to be, unless you have like Jakayla, I mean, that girl was a born marketer. I mean, of course, she's a Hamilton. We're actually not related, but I like to think that we are because her last name is Hamilton. And she cute too, right? She's a natural born marketer, right? She could, you know, I don't even, oh my God, there's so many things that we've been taught that we can say that you probably shouldn't say in 2024. But let's just say she could sell ice in a blizzard. How about that? Okay. She could sell ice in a blizzard. Okay. So, yes, she can do it, right? But she has nuances that she knows and understands because she's been a marketer. Brooklyn too, right? Me, right? But you got to start learning today. You want to start learning today. I think I'm actually going to shut this stream down because it is now 2 hours. I'm going to split it up into not here. Over here, I think I'm going to shut this one down and I might start another one because this one really rewards me for being live long. And over here at I really can only repurpose it and reshare it if it's an hour. So now I'm going to have to split it up, and that means it's going to hog up a lot of space on my computer. So bye. I think I might just start another one, but put it on my personal profile. It's also going to eat up my storage too over here, so yeah, I got to think about that too. Okay, so yeah, DBA, digital marketing, AI, because DBA doesn't talk a whole lot about AI. I know volume 2 is going to have AI in there, and I do have an AI product that does come with resale rights, but y'all can't sleep on AI. 2 things you cannot sleep on. I don't care who you are or what you do. You cannot sleep on AI. You can use AI in so many different ways, right? To creating your images, right? Did you know? Y'all younger people don't do it, but boomers, they drive me crazy with the ugly stock photos they find on Google. There are Google images that come with community rights, meaning anyone can use them. But there are also images that you are not licensed to use. There's that word again. And if you use an image that you don't have the license to, they will send you a cease and desist letter, and you might have to pay them damages even if you take it down, just based on how long you had it up. Okay, so the way to get around that now is, you know, over the years, I've spent a lot of money paying for access to stock photo libraries. Well, now I could just go to different platforms and type in what I'm looking for, and it will generate an image for me. And then I could take that image over into Canva, and I can throw my logo on there, which I created using ChatGPT, by the way. Okay. So AI, okay, I'll tell you this. Actually, I want to go live again over here. Just hold that thought. Okay, just hold that thought. I won't be long, I promise you. I promise. I'm just copying and pasting some information over. There. Oops. Give me just a second. Don't go nowhere. Stay there. Stay there, okay? Stay right there. Don't you move. Don't you move. Okay, so I just got to do one more little tweak. This is my my syndication strategy. You might have heard me talk about my syndication strategy. So I'm doing some syndication right now. We're almost there. We're almost there. But I'm not going to be on for more than the next hour because I'm getting hungry and I haven't eaten today. Okay. We're good to go. Okay. But the crazy thing is now I forgot what I was about to talk about. Can anybody remind me what I was talking about? But we'll start with the 90-day year. We'll start with the 90-day year because that's the title, right? So the 90-day year, at the beginning of the year, at the end of December, everybody loves to talk about, what's your one word for the year? And I can't stand that shit. I cannot stand it because it's so bandwagony. It's like, everybody else is doing it, so I must do it. And I just hate it. I absolutely hate it. It doesn't mean that I don't have themes for the year or a focus for the year. But first of all, I don't work on a calendar year. I work on a 90-day year. Okay? So I try to do as much as I can and cram it into 90 days. You will get a lot more accomplished. You will meet a lot more goals if you do that. Right? And that's why, this whole, focus on one thing for 1 year. No, focus on one thing for 1 year if it's 90 days. And I mean, focus on it. That is how I have earned trips. That is how I have earned awards for sales, by focusing and having a campaign for 90 days. Okay. So that is where it's all about having your quarterly goals. Okay. So there are two different schools of thought on this. There's the 12-week year. You can buy that book. You can buy the 90-day year as well. You can even go to the 90-day year website. They have a podcast, right? But this is what millionaires do. This is what really extremely wealthy people do. And if you don't believe me, why do companies have quarterly calls? Right? If you've ever worked for a publicly traded company, that third month of the quarter can really be interesting, right? If you know anybody or if you've ever worked in finance, when that fiscal year comes to an end, when that quarter comes to an end, there are certain activities and things that they have to do. Why? Because that's how millionaires move, right? And I'm not saying by being on the 90-day year, you're going to become a millionaire. I'm just saying, right? If you look at 75 Hard, it's not a 90-day year, but it's pretty close to it. It's like 15 days short of 90. Think about that, right? So the idea is with dedication and focus, in 90 days, you can make drastic improvement in your life. And I know because I have done it. And one of the things I have focused on for 90 days is I will create and sell a digital product in that 90 days. And then at the end of that 90 days, I might switch and start focusing on something else. Or I may just move differently altogether. Or a lot of times what I do is I just continue to focus on that same product, right? So the 90-day year. So what is your goal for the 30 days? So if it's 30,000, so if you want to make $10,000 a month, okay, you write down the time period, okay? So this would be July 1 through September 30th, okay? July 1 through September 30th, okay? And if you want to make $30,000 for that 90-day period, you take $30,000 and you divide it by either 3 for 3 months, or you divide it by 90, or you divide it by, if you're doing the 12-week year, you divide it by 12. To make it simple, I just divided it by 3, and that's $10,000 per month, okay? So what does that come to per day? So I actually took it, divided it by 90, and it came up to $334 a day. And this is where you have to do a little bit more math. You have to really kind of think where you are and what you want to do, okay? So I always tell you the number one reason businesses fail, and according to the Small Business Administration, most businesses fail, and this is your like traditional brick and mortar business, they fail within the first 2 years. Why? Lack of cash flow. Okay, when you understand what bankruptcy means, when you really understand financial terms and formulas, you understand that it's just like being upside down in a car. Most people understand what that means. It means when you bought the car, you had really bad credit, so you had to pay a really sick interest rate. And if something happens to the car, you might owe more on the car than it's worth. So the car might get totaled out and you walk away with nothing. Luckily, you had enough insurance to pay it off if you're lucky. And that's more so in today's world, like 20, 30 years ago. Sometimes when people still had to pay for cars that had gotten totaled. Okay, and then they might even end up having to file bankruptcy. And what bankruptcy literally means is you have more expenses going out than income, really revenue coming in, because revenue minus expense is your income, right? So you have more expense going out than you have income coming in. Okay, revenue. I got to stop saying income, because technically revenue minus expense is your income, right? I'm giving y'all the business admin 101 here, okay? So if a business fails, what shutters them is that they had more bills than they had customers and sales, basically is what that means in regular everyday terms. If a business fails, it is because they did not generate enough sales. They did not have enough customers, okay? Why is that important? Because up here, if you need to make $334 a day in order to hit your quarterly goal of $30,000, you need to know how many customers you need in a given day. Am I making sense yet? Is this making sense to y'all? Okay. So if you need to make $334 in a day and you have a product like DBA that is priced at $111, that means you need 3 customers a day. So now you got to look at how many people do I need to get in front of and how many people do I need to talk to in order to get 3 sales a day. And here is where most people mess up. They write a list of 5 to 6, 7, sometimes 10 friends and family that they just know are going to buy from them or need what they have. And then they keep hounding those same 6 to 10 people over and over again. And when those same 6 to 10 people start to disappear, ignore them, or flat out tell them no, they get upset. And they come online and talk about and post, those stats, a friend will become a customer quicker than a friend or family will. And I know because I did it back in 2013. I did, okay, until I got myself together, okay? And so even in 2013, when I came online marketing beauty and health and wellness products, and I actually was having a lot of success offline and marketing that success online, when you run out of your warm market, you've got to go to the cold market. But you don't just go to the cold market and pitch them. Some people do. I'm not gonna say which wound, but I've got wounds that I really still don't deal all that well with rejection. I've gotten better, and I'm better with detachment. But I figured that I know marketing, and I know marketing really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Facebook, and I'm going to start running ads. And Facebook ads was eating my money up. They were eating my money up. Because yes, I knew marketing and I knew ads, but what I didn't know was the Facebook targeting. And since then, not only have I learned it, people pay me a pretty penny to learn it from me. Okay? But the whole point is I understood that social media and that platform in particular had 1 billion people use that. And I think it's like over 3 billion now. I know it's over 1 billion on IG. I think TikTok is at like 1 billion or something like that. But there were all these people. And so I figured why, again, because that rejection wound, I don't want to be rejected. So I'm going to let the algorithm absorb the rejection for me. Is what I literally said. And I used to go live and talk about this. Let the algorithm absorb the rejection for you. So I knew that if I created the content and make it so that the content appealed to who it is that was my ideal client, I would then be able to convert so many of them to customers. Okay. And so I started doing that. And then I started looking for content to feed me and help me get better at doing that. Because even though I had 20 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience, baby, FB didn't exist even when I got my master's degree. It didn't exist. If it did, I didn't know about it. I never had even seen Google until the first night of my master's degree. That's that. I mean, we talking early 2000s here, right? So learning, things like the automations and sales funnels and that, I was a quick study on them, but I had to learn that stuff. So I started listening to every podcast and sitting on every webinar that was free and even paid to be on webinars. And I, reading blogs and printing out everybody's PDFs and really learning this, and I mastered it. And that's how in 2015 I was able to create my first course. Okay. And I told y'all a little while ago, I don't create courses like other people. I create a minimal viable product like Matt CEO. I bought BPU last week. I looked at BPU and I was like, me and Matt cut from the same cloth. Because you put out a minimal viable product. You don't go and invest in all this stuff that people be investing in and don't even know if you have a viable product. You don't do that, right? So I showed earlier, I start with a Google Doc and I outline what I'm going to teach. I might even go and create content, and I might start talking to people and asking very specific questions so I know what to create, but I outline it in a Google Doc. Okay. And then there are times when I take that outline and I take my copywriting skills and I open another Google Doc and I create another Google Doc that is my website, my sales page. And I go to my Stripe account and I create a payment link. And here, I'll show you. Don't believe me, I'll show you. Let me see where it's at though. I will show you because I showed on the last live. Let me show you. We don't want to go to Zoom. We do not want to open Zoom. We don't want to open Zoom. Okay. So what a lot of people don't realize, like this Google Doc, and I think I might still have access to this other one that I will show you because I've seen other people do this. I mean, people who sell a lot of digital products, who make millions, who make tens of thousands of dollars a month. I've seen them do this. And I'm like, if they got all that money and they using a Google Doc to sell their product, why wouldn't I do it, right? Where I have been paying, $40, $50 a month for different lead page software over the years, right? But I bought it from people who had an affiliate link. And that's why they were telling me that I had to have that, right? So a lot of people don't realize that you can go under File on Google Docs, and then you can hit Publish to the Web. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't do this part. I do this part because this is how you protect your document. Okay. So you click Publish to the Web so they can't make any changes to it. Right. So I'm going to copy this link from Publish to the Web and I'm going to paste that in the browser, and you will see it looks very similar to just like a web page. Right. And it tells you it's published using Google Docs. Okay. And then, I use different colors and nice size fonts and that. And you scroll down and there I'm basically selling the product right here. I could also even record a video and I could embed the video, but because the way I sold this one in particular, I went to people that I already knew and sold it in Messenger. I never even promoted this publicly. Okay. So, you can DM me and I'll send you the link to this and you can read it and see, because it's really good stuff. I know how to write a sales letter. Y'all don't have to do that with Stan Store, because you're using your content to sell it. Okay. But we scroll down here. I list out all the bonuses. Okay. And it's currently in the vault. And there is this register button. Okay. I don't know why that's not, but I'm going to copy the link address I can't change it on here anyway because it's published. Okay, so then we click under here. So I got a link here. It says click here to register if button does not work. So here, you can see that button. That register, that is just an image that I downloaded from Google. And matter of fact, I might not have even downloaded it from Google because I've been buying PLR and MRR for years. So I think I actually have the button. I was able to get the button from one of my old PLR or MRR courses. I'm like 99.99999% sure that I didn't even get that from Google. I got that from one of my old PLR or MRR packs because it's not new. It's not new. And people think that they're revealing a big secret, telling you that it's not new. I've been telling y'all that it's not new, right? It's modernized. What you're experiencing now is not only modernized, it's feminized, okay? So when you click that, it's going to take you to a redirect notice. And now I got to switch sharing so you can see the page that it opened up to. And this is what I mean. Digital marketing is a highly paid skill set. When you learn digital marketing, you will never be broke again another day in your life because you will have the skills that will teach you how you will have the skills to be able to literally generate cash. You can literally create money from nothing. The only other way to do that is to print currency, which I do not recommend. Like 0 stars, do not recommend, because you might end up living in a certain building with barbed wire and really high fences and wearing orange, and they tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and it looks a little too different, a little too close to a situation that my people, have a historical tie to, that I'm just not interested in ever experiencing for myself. Okay, so I do not recommend that you print your own money. I recommend that you learn digital marketing skills instead. Just gonna say that. Okay, it's the next best thing. Okay, so it takes you to this payment link that I created in my Stripe account, and look at the price of that, $4.97. Okay, notice I have not created a course yet, but I'm collecting my monies. I'm collecting my monies. Okay, so I have not created a course yet. Okay, so the next thing I do is I go over to Facebook. What did I just do? Oh, okay. So I go to Facebook and I create a group. Okay. In the about, I tell people what it's about. Actually, I didn't even show y'all the outline that I created in Google Doc that helped to create that sales page. And now it's so easy to create that sales page because you can use ChatGPT. Now, I don't suggest you just take it straight out of ChatGPT. I suggest you either get into DBA and learn, the copywriting skills, or I have a copywriting course, the Next Gen Content Masterclass, that teaches you how to teach ChatGPT to write and sound like you. Okay, so it's all here, and I tell you what I'm promising you, and it also gives you rules, right? Like, you can't steal my content, because I'm not lying. Not only will I go after you about my content, I will physically fight you about my content. I do not play. This, if you were to buy it, you could buy it right now. You could DM me. I could send you the link and you can buy it. But it does not come with master resale rights. You do not get to sell the content that is in here. Okay? So if you go under guides, you will see that every week for 6 weeks, I went live in this group. You might even look at some of this and recognize some of those videos because I cut out snippets of them and I use them for content. That's something I learned from my multi-million-dollar mentor of, don't just lock your stuff in the vault. Don't just lock it behind a paid gate. Take out snippets of it and use it to attract people and actually sell the thing to them. Okay? So it was only supposed to be like 4 weeks, and it wound up being a 6-week course because I'm daughter of Greg. We call him Griswold. Overpromise, underpromise, and overdeliver. Okay. Plus there were bonuses. You're about to start doing that. I'm telling you, this is the lick, right? I only show this to make people understand when I say there is no better time than now to be alive. Okay, my laptop battery about to die, and this outlet is not working for whatever reason. Let's see, does this one work? Is it the outlet or do I? Y'all, I might have to move locations because the outlets aren't working. I wonder, is there a switch? Do I need to hit a switch? I don't know, but that outlet's not working. Okay, but anyway, so I'll be quick. We still got some juice, okay? So when I say there is no better time to be alive than now, I am not making that shit up. There is no better time than right now to be alive. You can use free apps like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, social media apps, ChatGPT, Perplexity, AI, Gemini from Google, and you can create and sell products based on what you already know and who you already are, right? I tell the story of how my parents years ago in the late 1900s bought my kids a PS3. And I went and bought some additional games to go with that PS3, right? And one of them was a game that they probably shouldn't play. And other people told me that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But I didn't take that game back because I would stay up late playing it. But I wasn't really good at it. So I had to learn it. So I went to Google because by this time I had discovered Google. And I was looking for how to play this game. And even on YouTube. I didn't even know YouTube back then. But I was looking. I went to Google, and what I was able to find was a CD. I was able to buy a CD for $10 plus shipping. And I got that CD, and I put it into my Toshiba laptop, because I hadn't even gone to Apple yet. This is how long ago this was. And I put it in there, and it was a cheat code. It told me how to play. It told me what I was, what mission I was on, what I needed to do to stop just being on Groundhog Day, basically. So, that's an example of somebody monetizing something that they knew that other people might not think was of value, but there was somebody in the world who found value in that, and that somebody happened to be me. But I couldn't have been the only other person, because they had set up a whole system, where you could go online and you could safely pay, because I didn't have any bank fraud or anything. I could safely pay. It probably was a little sketch, but I didn't know. So I bought it and I got the CD, right? So the whole point is, if you know Roblox better than anybody else, if your kid knows Roblox better than anybody else, if they know GTA better than anybody else, whatever you know the cheat code to, is what you should be monetizing and selling, right? Now, I admit, when I first heard about DBA, I was skeptical, because I was like, they act like making a course is so hard. It is for most people, because they're not Tamira. If you don't have the public speaking experience like I do, like, I'm not kidding. You can Google me. You will see who I am. Okay? You can go on iTunes and you can search for me. TAM as in Mary, IRA, Hamilton Like Money. And I will come up. You don't even have to do that, because I share snippets of all my presentations when I do public speaking, right? When I teach, I have been teaching and leading sales and marketing for over 30 years, okay? So not everybody has that experience, so creating courses is not that easy for everyone. And that is why I love done-for-you products like DBA, okay? So DBA is going to give you the foundations of how to not just build a course, but actually build a business. Okay? So we're in DBA right now. We're in the community. And let's look at the classroom, okay? So it is organized into modules. There are 2 volumes. You still have time today to join. You automatically get access to volume 1. You just have to send in your receipt and you'll get access to it. You got to create your school account, send in your receipt, and then you'll be approved, okay? And then you will be able to go to the classroom and you will see these same modules. Coming later today is volume 2. If you join now while I am live, that is why I have been stretching this live out, you will get access to volume 2 for free. If you wait until later today when volume 2 is released, it's going to cost you $333 instead of $111. So my math tells me I would join now before it went to $333. Thank you for the likes. Thank you, Navi girl. Hey girl, hey. Right? You don't even have to pay the full $111 today. You can join for $27 with Klarna or Afterpay. When I tell you there is no better time to be alive than now, I am telling you there is no better time to be alive than now. Like, this is real talk. I just showed you how using what was in my head, putting it in a Google Doc and creating a payment link, and I've been doing this since 2015, you can be up by the end of the day. And I don't care who you are. I have a fully disabled brother, and I can run this play with him because there are TV shows, there are facts and things that he knows better than anybody else, and he could create a digital product and be up by the end of the day, especially with a sister who is an HR master and a sister who is a marketing master, right? Any member of my family, they could be up by the end of the day if they tapped into my brain and I worked behind the scenes and helped them create a digital product. Right? So everybody can't tap into my brain. How you tap into my brain is through my courses. I still have my own courses that I've created and I still sell. But I have a mission of helping 100 families make their first $1,000 online. You in my family, girl. You in my family. You in my DBA family, boo. I be dropping gems in DBA. I be dropping gems in the community, right? I treat DBA like I treat my family. I give them the tips. I give them the juice, okay? I give them the cheat code, right? So you want to be in DBA, okay? I give back to the DBA community because the DBA community gives to me. And that is what I love about the DBA community, okay? I've been in digital marketing. I've been in marketing for over 32 years. I've been in digital marketing for 10 years now, 11 years now, okay? And what I can tell you is I have never experienced anything like DBA, right? Number one, it's woman-led. It was created by a woman. Number two, it was created by a woman of color, right? I absolutely love that, okay? I have 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I turned 18 one Tuesday, had a baby the next. That baby, who is now 32 and gave me the two most beautiful grandchildren in the world, which is part of why I do this, so that I can be with them when I want to be with them. She saw me graduate high school. She doesn't remember because she was a baby, but she should remember when I graduated my undergrad. She was there when I got my master's degree, okay? And I still learn from DBA. Okay, I say that not to impress you, but to impress upon you that marketing is like a muscle. You have to develop it. You have to develop it. It is continuous learning. There are people from my age bracket who are struggling with marketing because they refuse to modernize and even feminize, in some cases, their marketing skill set. Not me. Do you know why? Because I come from a family that is rich in personal development. My grandparents never went to college. They both had high school educations. But I used to check out books from their library. Okay? I learned personal development at home. I learned continuous education at home. So it's nothing to me. I didn't get a graduate degree. I didn't get an undergraduate degree and think that was all I was ever going to have to learn. Because my family prepared me with the mindset to always have my mind open and be willing to learn. So those people who are not willing to learn, who are saying AI is going to take my job, AI is going to take your job. Because you're basically handing your job over to AI by not learning new skills. That's on you if AI takes your job. You know who's going to take your job? 16-year-old, I think her name is pronounced Josiah. 16 years old, she's made $2,000 selling DBA. That's who's going to take your job. My generation, by the time we got in our 30s and our 40s, really our 40s, we knew we had X's on our backs because we were some of the most highly paid people in an organization. So we knew we had X's on our backs so that they could replace us with people that they could pay less money to. Okay? Now what you have to worry about is it's not about them paying someone less money than they would pay you. It's about them paying someone who has skill set that you refuse to get. Okay? In 2018, there was a study. 60% of jobs in 2018 did not exist in 1940. 60% of the jobs in 2018 did not exist in 1940. Why is that? Because of technological advancements, because of the internet, because of the World Wide Web, because of Microsoft. Okay? Every time new technology is created, it creates new jobs. Factory jobs did not exist hundreds of years ago. The Industrial Revolution, which was steel, which was the railroads. That is how the Industrial Revolution came about, and that's how factory jobs were even created. They didn't have factory jobs way back in the day. And we know who was working them tobacco fields in that. Right? In fact, one of my online mentors, Dan Cole, says that the only person who is expected to do one job and only do that one job ever in their life is the enslaved person. So by refusing to learn new skill sets, and this is my logical deduction based upon what my mentor said to me, my logical deduction, my logical reasoning is telling me that by refusing to learn new skill sets, by refusing to get with the times and modernize your skill set, you are enslaving yourself. I don't know about you, but I'll be buried in my grave before I be a slave. Okay? So we have to learn new skill set. We have to learn AI. And I'm going to tell you, yes, I'm not going to lie to you. AI is taking people's jobs. It absolutely is taking people's jobs, as it should. Because we have to move forward. We have to move forward and we have to move upward. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's skill is not today's skill. Right? So if you don't want to up your skills, then yeah, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it, right? But while AI is taking people's jobs, it's also creating new jobs. There is a skill gap. Employers are concerned. Because not only are people not having enough babies for the low-wage jobs, for the skilled jobs, there's not enough people with the skills to fill the skilled jobs. So I don't care who you are, whether you have a marketing degree like I do or not, if you own a daycare, if you own a restaurant, if you are an employee, you need to learn marketing. Why? Because everything is marketing. I know y'all talk about, I don't like to sell. I'm not a salesperson. And you know what I tell you when you say that to me? You're trying to sell me right now that you don't like to sell and you don't know how to sell. You're selling right now. You're trying to convince me that you don't know how to sell. And if I were a fool, you'd be selling me. But see, I'm old school sales, baby. I learned to sell like a man. Okay? So I come from the school of thought. In every transaction, a sale is made. Either you're going to sell me or I'm going to sell you. And you're not going to sell me on that BS that you don't know how to sell because you are right here in front of my face. You're not going to play in my face like that. You're sitting here trying to tell me that you don't know how to sell while you're actually selling me if I were to buy it. But I'm not buying it. Okay? So everybody needs digital marketing. The businesses, the local businesses since 2020 that have been winning, it's because they are marketing. They are using social media. They are using content. They are building email lists. They are marketing to their email list. They are selling digital products. They have automation in place. How does that impact you as an employee? Let me know in the comments with a 1 if you have applied for a work at home job. Because everybody wants those. Did nobody want to go back to the office? And I don't blame y'all. Okay? Nobody wants to work in the office. Everybody wants to work from home. When you apply for those jobs, did you know that you are often competing with 11,000, 12,000, 10,000 other people? That's how many. That's how they. That's how many applicants that they get. Okay? That's how many applicants that they get. 10,000, 11,000, 12,000 applicants per job. So do you think you need to be able to stand out? Did you know that there are knockout questions? There are knockout questions in the application process. I was first introduced to knockout questions when I sold insurance back in the early 2000s, right? The company that I was contracted to sell insurance for, They were a very conservative and old company. So if you engaged in certain behaviors, and these questions were like within the first 10 questions on the application. If you answered yes to any of these questions, there was no need to even go further with the application as an insurance agent because they were automatically declined. That's what a knockout question is, right? So if you ever had a DUI, that was a knockout question. They would not insure you. It was an insurability issue, okay? And you can try to fight it all you want to, but nope. They were not able to get that life insurance, okay? And so when you go to apply for a job and you fill out that application online, there are knockout questions. You just don't know which ones they are. And that is why you can barely hit submit and you've already got a rejection letter in your email because you didn't pass a knockout question. And this is why you need to know how to write your resume, what things to say and not say. I'm not saying lie on the job application. I would never tell you that. But you need to know what keywords to have in your resume and in your cover letter to get past their algorithm and actually get an interview. This is why you need to learn marketing. This is why you need to learn artificial intelligence. Because you know me, I'm going to break it down to the very last compound. I'm going to tell you the truth. The cold, unadulterated truth, right? To say you don't want to learn marketing, to say you don't want to learn AI is basically saying you want to live off grid. And even off-grid people are selling products online. So don't believe that hype either. They're some of the biggest sellers of digital products. They selling seeds online. You know I dabble in that lifestyle. So I see the ads on TikTok. Oh, buy these heirloom seeds. And they break it down. It's a very well-written script, right? So DBA is your passport. It is your key to not only learning digital marketing skills, but actually building a bona fide business, okay? Because inside of DBA, we actually show you how to do this, okay? So these are the modules. When I saw this, y'all know red is my favorite color. It is in my brand, okay? So it begins with start here. You wanna go there, right? This is not for you if you're not gonna read instructions. If you're not going to actually go through the modules, okay? You want to click start here because when you start here, it's going to give you the rules of DBA and the legal rules because if you break them, you will be banned. For example, you cannot sell DBA for less than $111, okay? So you want to start there. Then we teach you how to set up your online store. You do not have to use one of these three, but these are the three that they train you on. Stand store, which is what highly is recommended if you are an absolute beginner. Snip feed or beacons, right? A lot of people look at beacons and they want beacons because they look at the price of stand store, not understanding, which I'm going to explain in a little bit, how you should really work stand store, right? They look at, oh, beacons is free, but beacons is taxing you over and beyond what Stripe is already taking out of your money as your payment processor, okay? And so instead of paying stand store per transaction, you just pay them monthly, okay? So it teaches you how to set up your online store, okay? And there is tech support, so you can actually pay tech support and they will set up your store for you. There is the millionaire mindset. Being an entrepreneur ain't for the weak. You got to put on your armor and yield your sword and belt every day. You got to pick up your cross every day, right? Sometimes your own worst enemy is not your hater, it's the hater inside your head, okay? So there's a prayer call Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Build a bomb brand. I'm going to go through these quickly because my battery is rapidly dying, okay? Build a bomb brand. Matter of fact, I might be able to, I'm going to unplug that and then maybe that will save me some juice, okay? Build a bomb brand. Let me show you this module. This module, baby, and the girl who created it, her last name is Hamilton too, so you already know. You already know if a Hamilton put this together, baby, a Hamilton in marketing, girl, please, you can't tell her nothing, right? I could sell this for $2,000. I'm gonna say the retail value of it is between $697 and $997, but I already know that I could sell that for $2,000. Okay? She forgot I'm live. So Focus on your internal brand. Why branding is important, right? And not only all this video training, but there's also resources, PDFs, checklists, workbooks, right? There's so many different things here. I don't know why I clicked up there, but anyway, okay? So that module alone is worth $997. But you get it for only $111. You can get it for $27 with Klarna or Afterpay. By the way, I would recommend, if you've ever bought anything from me and you're thinking about it, don't think about it. Just go to the link on the screen or in my bio and get it. Okay? If you have to go to the link in my bio, it is the third button on that link. Okay? You know you can trust your girl on this because you get volume 1 and volume 2 for only $111. $27 with the 4Pay, because I gotta rush through this, okay? Because my battery is dying, okay? And the outlet that I know does work, we're gonna be closer to her laughing and kikiing, okay? So the Build a Bomb brand, it's worth it just for that alone. It's worth it for that, just that. That is an incredible mod. I saw that, and I mean, I already knew I'd made the right decision in joining TPA, but when I saw that, because here's the thing, this is master resale rights. That means you get to sell this as is. You get to sell access to this, and you keep 100% of the profit. I don't get one penny when you sell it, okay? So you can market it as just Build a Bomb brand, and then they get surprised and they get all of this, right? But it doesn't stop there. It's also digital marketing training, content planning, how to repurpose your content, content strategy, right? And when I say you are learning from the best, y'all know I don't mix well with other people. I don't play well with other marketers a lot of the time because they liars and they, be nice, Tamira. I'm very picky. Let's just say that I am extremely picky. So when I put my stamp of approval behind somebody, they're all that in a bag of chips. And Jaquela and Brooklyn are all that in a bag of chips, okay? So this is, they give you hooks. They give you call to actions, right? SEO. Like, if you can't be found in 2024, you're dead in the water, right? And Matt talks about that in BPU as well, okay? So there's content inspiration so you can learn from the best. But here, the content vault. The content vault itself is worth $111 at minimum. Okay, so there's over 43,000 done for you pieces of content, right? Over 43,000, including captions for you to create content to help you sell not only DBA, but anything that you want to sell. Okay, so there's the content vault. This is the done for you vault. This is PLR, private label rights. If you've ever dealt with PLR or MRR before, I want you to throw out whatever you think you know, because this is the 2024 version of PLR and MRR. If you know PLR and MRR in the past, it had a very masculine feel and presence to it. No, baby, we're in 2024. Women are in the driver's seat. And I don't say that to argue masculine or feminine. I'm telling you that the majority of people who are monetizing and making online these days are women. Because you throw on some makeup, you look cute, you got some girls. And you don't have to go that route, I'm just saying. We do have assets, okay? So this is the vault of products that you can customize to your brand that you've developed after going through the Build a Bomb brand module, and you can sell and get 100% of the product. You have the licensing. It's like if this notebook was a mini notebook, you don't get to just throw Minnie Mouse on a notebook and sell it. Not without going to court and possibly even not only getting big fines, but going to jail. Because Disney owns that, right? It's a capitalistic society, and I'm not really hating on that, okay? So that is a licensing agreement. Disney has given them express written permission and rules in how they can use the Disney name and logo. Fun fact, did you know that I worked with Disney in my first job out of college? I was the one who was going back and forth with them about the brochure and their rules and how you could use their logo and even write out and spell, not spell, but express Walt Disney World Resort. It had to say Walt Disney World Resort. You couldn't just say WDW Resort, and certain things had to be capitalized in bold. So I went ahead and I just created a manual for all the brands to use because I was getting tired of all the back and forth. Okay, so licensing agreement, and I used to read Disney contracts, and let me tell you, them contracts ain't no joke. So that's licensing. If this had mini on there and it's for sale, somebody paid Disney not only be able to use it, but they also give them a kickback on the percentage of sales. With private label rights, you don't have to do that. You do need to read the rules. Each one is going to tell you what their rules are, and you can't assume that they're all the same. You do need to read the rules, okay? So there is a vault of 150 different done-for-you products. Now, there are people who customize and they resell them. Baby, I'm just selling the vault. I'm going to just sell the vault because I'm not really, me personally, you do what you need to do for you, your business, and your family. I'm not really interested in selling anything under $111 because, like I said, Google me. Okay, so enough of that. Okay, CapCut. Remember what I said? I got 32 years of sales, marketing, leadership experience, double master's degree and bachelor's degree in marketing, finance, and Spanish. Yeah, and I still learn from DBA. Okay, CapCut video editing, because that wasn't taught in the master's classes. I didn't learn that. You know what else I didn't learn? We're going to skip through some things here. I didn't learn business formation in either of those programs, master's or bachelor's. I did learn budgeting because I did take some accounting classes. Business credit, learned a little bit about that, not a whole lot. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? These are the essentials. Okay, I'm getting my warning. Okay, these are the essentials to building a business. Okay, the whole idea between volume 1 and volume 2 is that you learn how to generate the cash flow, and then volume 2, which I'm going to have to come back and go live about, is going to teach you how to take that money and make that money work for you. It's going to give you some ideas to specialize in, like Airbnb, like beauty, like become a travel agent, like become a virtual assistant, right? It's going to teach you some more platforms that you may not be on but want to learn, like Pinterest. But I got a Pinterest quest for you too. LinkedIn, right? So I'm going to go because my battery light is red and I think my stomach is on red too, so I got to go eat. So I'll come back and go live a little later, but don't forget, grab DBA before that price goes up. Go to the link in my bio, go to the link on screen, and grab DBA before the price goes up. All right? If you have any questions, especially over here, just DM me, but y'all can DM me too. Just DM me or find me on FB or hit me up at tamirahamilton.com and I will get your questions answered. I'm not a fake FOMO person. Today is the day. If you want volume 1 and get volume 2 at the same price without paying any additional for volume 2, now is the time to act. I'm not in the business of convincing people. I've been saying that for years. Because if I got to convince you to join, I got to convince you to not try to refund. And by the way, you check a box that there are no refunds. Okay? I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.